Dan. I'm here to break the farting record. I think I got a good chance, and this is why.
Here's the first farter of the morning. There's an 11-year-old that's coming in, but they tell me that this guy's going to have 5 minutes
to try to break the record.
Try to break the record. His name is... I don't know his name. Nobody told me. I'm embarrassed to say. He came in yesterday. We had to blow him off, so to speak. All right, let's see if we can handle this. Hey, dude.
How you doing?
What's your name?
I'm Dan.
All right. Now, Dan, I notice you're doing something different than everybody gets on all fours. You're sitting on an actual toilet bowl.
Right. Yeah, I find it gives you the best sound.
Gives you the best sound.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're on a toilet bowl. We've set up a toilet bowl for you, and there's a microphone right by your butt.
Right.
We're going to set the clock right now. I don't mean to rush you, but we have a ton of things to get to. Oh, that's one. Start it. Start the clock.
No, that was leftover from practice.
All right. Keep going. You're on now. You started it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God. This guy's amazing. I heard.
Wow. 13?
This kid's tough to beat. Look at this. Look at the precision.
Wow.
They almost sound unreal, don't they?
Well, I know he's not making it with his mouth.
That's for sure.
He's an alien.
He's sitting on the bowl like you would sit on the bowl with your pants down. And he is going. What happened, Doug?
An accident.
Was there an accident?
That's why the toilet.
Oh, my God.
Wait, I can't hear you talking to the microphone. What happened, Doug? Come over here. Wait.
He's not counting.
Wait, stop. He's not counting. We need it. Doug, what happened? Get over there and count.
Doug.
Oh, my. He dropped the clicker for the
Give him an extra 10. Hurry up. What are you doing?
He went to the bathroom.
I don't care. You got to count. We don't have a count on the guy.
The clock is not moving.
Give him 10 more. Give him 10.
Give him 15 now.
He's going to the bathroom.
I don't care. I don't care if he's going to the bathroom. You got to count. It's a contest.
Oh, no.
All right, the guy had an accident. So what?
Oh, my God.
Is it on the floor?
Yeah, it's all over the floor.
It's all
Yo, you get all these?
Howard.
What?
It's all over the floor. Look at the monitor. Look at the monitor.
I thought there was a cup below him.
Oh, my God. No, they took the bottom out so we could put the microphone in. Howard, look at the monitor. Look at the monitor.
You're going to be sick.
Can I leave?
Come on, the guy's going. No, you can't leave. Get a microphone on Doug. Why did you guys cut the bottom out of the toilet?
You're idiots. I thought there was a bottom there.
So did I. Doug, you all right?
I'm going to...
How are we going to clean this place?
This dude has not stopped. He doesn't care. He's got 2 minutes left. There was an accident, ladies and gentlemen.
10 accidents.
Keep going on the timer. I mean, keep going on the button. Don't screw up, Doug. I'm taking Doug off the button because...
We're going to have to go back to the tape.
I don't care. Keep going. We'll get a recount. Look at this guy go. He's got 2 minutes and 43 seconds left, and he's up to 108 farts, and I'm not even sure that's accurate.
Plus a bonus.
Did you see that?
Oh.
Dude, you don't even care that you went to the bathroom, right?
Fuck. No, I don't.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I'm so glad I don't sit in that room.
Oh,
Oh, you guys are so crazy. I'm so sick.
Come on, it's human. You see horses all the time doing that.
No, I'd rather see a horse do that.
The guy went to the bathroom on the floor. Ladies and gentlemen.
How much more time did you have?
There was an accident.
There was no accident.
she's on a toilet bowl in action. Oh,
People stop for accidents.
Where did this guy go? Are you getting these, Doug? He's up to 148.
Oh. I had a headache.
See, I'm all full of gas right now. So.
Oh, I see. It's 3:50. Oh, he has about a minute left. There's about a minute left. Well, this is way.
Give me a bucket.
We should have made the contest like 3 minutes long. He had an accident all over the floor. He's up to 175.
Who cares?
Who cares? I care.
Shoot him.
He has not stopped. He's focused completely, ladies and gentlemen.
He's a real champion.
You know, Howard?
Yeah.
I can't even think about eating my breakfast now.
I know.
This is really disgusting.
Evil, man.
I love it.
I looked at the e-monitor and I almost threw up.
Well, who told you to look at that, Baba Booey?
I was curious.
Yeah, well, who cares? You know, for God's sakes, who's Gary to ruin this guy's fun? All right, couple of seconds, 10 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, you're up to 196. This is a record that'll never be beaten, I'm sure of. This is the 𝗦𝗵cie𝗄𝗿𝗱 of farting.
Never been.
And time's up.
Oh, stop! You can't stop.
Shoot him.
Wow. Did you expect to have an accident like that? Does that usually happen?
I thought I was totally evacuated.
Wow.
That was surprising.
We are now.
But I'm glad my parents are watching.
How old are
29.
you? And what do you do for a living?
I work in a casino.
Oh, you're a dealer?
No, I'm casino services.
What is that?
Hook up like high
Oh,
rollers.
don't take that monitor off.
Oh, you went to the bathroom all over the floor. Dude, you're going to have to clean that up.
Jesus.
Wait, don't use the dirty words.
Shut
He did it, but he can't say it.
You're a good-looking guy, too. Robin, isn't he a good-looking guy?
No, I can't look.
Not anymore.
Looks like a Kennedy.
I'm all full of gas right now, so I have about
Well, why don't you release
about
if you
20
need to?
more in me.
If you want to do it one long
It'll
one.
take about a minute for it. Yeah, okay, let me try that.
One long one. You're an amazing competitor.
It's a model airplane, Howard. Oh!
Too bad.
You need to add another day of therapy.
Too bad Fred Drescher isn't here.
How are we going to get anybody in this studio now?
By the way, Timmy was at home. He says he has the real count on the Florida he's been counting. Timmy, what do you got there? Tim?
Yeah, it's 256.
256. Okay, yeah, I figured you were up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has to have the
I would
record.
have thrown up if I didn't walk away when I done.
yeah, you walked away in the middle of one of the greatest sessions I've ever
Look,
heard.
you throw up, you keep counting.
Right. You know, seriously, I don't care if you walk away. Just keep your counter on.
Yeah, that was tough.
I don't think you can do it anymore.
I expect them to drop a couple.
I understand.
That's not the point.
That's not the point. You have to be prepared for anything.
I'm the official. I'm sorry.
Wow, what an amazing gentleman you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know you had an accident. A lot of people are repulsed, but I can understand.
Things
Well,
happen.
go
It's our
clean it
fault.
up now.
No, I'm not cleaning it up. It's our fault because that bucket should have been underneath you.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I
Why
thought
would
that
everybody have that and cut the bottom out?
Scott cut the bottom of the bucket out.
I thought that was brilliant until I saw it had no
Yeah,
big
why did you
hole
do
in
that?
it.
Well, I consulted with Scott from E, and we decided that the best place for the microphone.
Good, then Scott from me can clean up the mess on the floor.
We can. No, it was our decision together.
Who is going to retrieve the microphone?
I don't know. And you know what?
We did put a tissue over the microphone.
Tell him to wipe with the microphone.
Does that normally happen to you? No.
No. That's
get outta here.
abnormal.
And what happened after it happened? I noticed you said to yourself, "Hey, look, I'm still going for this. I'm not going to be distracted."
No,
a lot
I
of
had
guys
to.
would have stopped at that point.
I had
Most
to.
people have.
I mean, this is one shot, so if it happens, it happens.
Right, and you just kept going, and you didn't get distracted by all the.
But let me ask him. You knew
All
there
the
was a
negativity.
big hole there.
No, actually, I didn't know there was a hole there. I was surprised. I looked down, and lo and behold.
What a mess!
Does he need a roll of toilet paper?
I would imagine he does.
yeah,
I
actually,
would
that would be
imagine he
good.
does.
Because I was going to say, how's he going to get out of here?
Or I could run to the bathroom with my pants down.
Wow. Wow.
He assured us that he was evacuated completely.
I really thought I
Well,
was.
he thought he was. Listen.
I ate a light dinner. I ate a little salad and a beer or two, but
Yeah, we can see that.
nothing like that.
We can see the salad.
Oh,
Obviously. Wow, that was fantastic.
I learned how to do this. My buddy who's out there.
You didn't learn how to do it.
Well, not the accident part.
You haven't perfected it yet. No, I believe this is a record that will stand for a long time. Here's Benji with some toilet paper.
Mark McGuire.
Don't step in it, Benji. Oh, Benji just stepped in it.
Please, this is too sick. I gotta go. We've had every tragedy imaginable today.
Benji just stepped in it, ladies and gentlemen.
What's wrong with him?
There's a terrible, terrible accident. We gotta clear the studio. Let me announce your name if you. What do you?
Dan.
You're Dan. Oh, you're using the toilet paper right here.
Well, where's he gonna use it?
Well, can he like sort of? Where's he just kind of like waddle over to the bathroom with your pants sort of up?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that'd be a little more.
Why don't you get a couple of the E guys to just pick up the whole toilet seat and just
With him.
Carry him.
just carry the whole thing down?
Why don't we put paper down under people when they do this?
Jeez, how?
Learned our lesson the hard way.
Sure did.
All right.
Clean it up. Hey, dude, do you mind cleaning up your own stuff? Because like we don't want to touch it.
Anybody get
I guess.
All right, thanks. Yeah.
Oh, we have nothing to.
Do you have like a broom or a?
We have rubber
Do
gloves
you have that sawdust that they usually put?
Yeah, like
for horses.
the janitor used the red clay.
Right.
I haven't caught a whiff over here yet. Have you guys?
No. Oh. You know what? You can't smell it, but you can. You know what I mean?
You know it's
You know it's there.
You know it's there. Can you smell it?
I'm not coming in there today.
You're so on the verge. Wouldn't it be great if Doug vomited on this guy?
If Doug vomits, we all vomit.
Right.
That's why yeah. I'll prevent.
Oh, big deal. So the guy went to the bathroom.
Yeah, look how
big
close
deal,
you are
right.
compared to me.
You know, the funny thing is, I was on the toilet this morning practicing.
You know what's great about you, sir? You don't even seem to care.
He isn't even
Whatever.
at least been embarrassed.
No.
No.
Champion.
I mean, I would
Champion.
be so embarrassed.
I mean, I didn't want it to happen, but if it
What is
did,
your
it
name
did.
again?
Dan.
Dan, you are the Mark McGuire of farting.
That's what he is.
You have 250 something. We have to go back.
256. I'll do
We have to go back and do a recount. You might even have more.
And I still have a little bit more in me, but it's so far up there that it won't come out
Really?
for 20 minutes.
He didn't even blush.
Way to start off the Jewish holiday.
He blew the shoes over or whatever.
Yeah, you blew the chauffeur. Well, congratulations to you. What can I say? I'd shake
Hey,
your
thanks.
hand, but you can understand why I won't.
This is a man who's so knowledgeable about his gas that he knows where it is in his system and how long it'll take to come out.
I never know this. You are so in tune with your body.
Well, I told you I've been doing it for a while, since I was maybe 15.
Wow.
My buddy Rob taught me how to do it. He stopped doing it, and he passed the torch to me, and I've been doing it for
Wow.
a long time.
You're terrific, and now your name
retired.
will go up on our fart chart, and I don't see anybody even close to where you're at.
It goes straight to the top.
There's an 11-year-old young boy out there I'd bring him in
Maybe
now,
he
but
wants to go home after hearing that.
he's going to be intimidated, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
the fact that you moved your bowels, maybe I should not bring him in until we can clean up.
Right. I think the
That's a hazardous situation.
arena should be clean.
Wow. Well, listen, thanks for an exciting session.
Thank you.
Really fantastic. You're the Babe Dude of farting.
The Mark McFire.
Mark McFarter. You're Mike Tyson, Mark McGuire, and Flojo rolled into one.
Parents must be proud.
Oh, he went to the bathroom on the floor.
What are we going to do?
I can't believe that there's a camera on it. That's the sick thing.
Well, we have to have a camera involved. Anything you want to say to your fans?
Yeah, thank you for all your support.
Okay. All right, listen, your name
Get him out of here.
will go up on the chart. You know what? I think the guy who eventually wins this,
Yes.
I'll give him some sort of prize. I'll find something.
Cool.
Yeah, rubber pants is good.
Depends or something.
Thank God we're on in 49 cities. 49 cities got to hear your amazing feat.
That's and my parents.
Arthur Fartowski's on the phone. Arthur,
Yeah.
you got to be impressed.
I was. I'll give it to him, you know. As a fellow farter, that was pretty impressive.
You can come down here and, I'll give you a couple of weeks, and then you'll come down and try and beat his record.
All right.
All right, buddy. And try not
I
to...
respect him as a farter now. I mean, he's proven himself.
Yeah, he did.
Thanks, Art.
One last blast before you go?
No, sure. Hold on.
You got it in you?
You got to say goodbye.
Parting.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
That was an elephant howl.
That was going in.
Amazing. Look at the smile on his face. He's doing it. He's like, yay.
I'm good.
He's like a 2-year-old on the bowl for the first time.
He's so happy.
What I'm doing, Mom?
Happy as a mongoloid.
Dan, is there any way you can clean that up, you think?
Yeah, just give me a minute.
You all right?
Yeah.
You're looking a little woozy.
Yeah, these things happen, you know?
I don't know. Beforehand, you were telling me you thought you were all right.
I really did, but I guess the pressure got to me. And, things happen.
Good job. So what, are you going to go to the bathroom and clean up now?
Yeah, we're going to go and wipe up a little bit, try to get rid of the rest of the gas that's in there.
If you want, you can just throw the microphone down there and headphones and stuff.
Great.
Someone come take that for you. Better clean up.
It's been so worth it. Now there's a reason to listen to K-Rock after hours.
I actually had some more in me.
Get some more in you?
But, yeah, I got distracted by the sudden turn of events.
I don't know. Why do you think it happened?
I mean, nerves? I don't know. I was on the toilet for a half hour this morning. Nothing even close to that happened.
If you're anything like the other 27
and,
drivers on the road,
the next thing I know, I could feel it coming, but
okay, on a daily basis.
What am I going to do? It's my one shot. I can't stop. So,
I think you got the record, though.
Well, thanks. Thanks. I really tried.
Somebody shit on the microphone.
It's not on the mic.
What is that?
It's on the tissue.
No, that's on the mic. That went right through, man. That's disgusting. Oh, God.
Doug, what'd you do? The only mic that works gets sacrificed.
Tell the pace next time we want a camera under there, too.
I say we implode the whole studio.
You're gonna be playing hockey with it, like.
I'm not doing it.
I think it's going to smear.
I'll move the mic. You're moving the mic.
Let's get that mic.
Hey, use a glove.
Here.
Put a glove on, you freak.
Making it worse. Put the glove on.
It's a glove.
Dude.
You didn't
Did it fall on it? I don't think it fell on it.
Haul it out on the bottom.
Here, look under there. Yeah, it's wet, man. Yeah, look at it. It's all wet right here.
That could be washed and disinfected.
Yeah, definitely. That's nasty.
Now, how's the mic doing?
The mic?
Just gather them all together, Scott.
We could just put, I have some more than Maddie. We
it's another one.
No, you can't do that.
Just group it all together and try to get
the tiles up. He's cleaning himself up.
Group it all together. It's not going to bite you.
No way. No way.
Here you go. Here you
go, man.
Give me that piece of cardboard. You didn't touch it.
When you shoot this thing, like shoot people's faces and stuff, don't shoot the actual shit, okay?
Yeah, you get some Lysol.
No.
Smear it in. No. It rolls around. Look,
20 seconds. You got strange.
Roll it up on the here.
Nothing's so good that it is.
No. You want is the mic good? It looks like
he's gonna throw up.
I'm out of here.
box of Girl Scout Club.
Just got a big whiff of it.
Okay, you ready?
What's going on?
Dude, right. Put
Strangeland is right. This Strangeland.
Team of technicians.
I want to tell you about Dee Snider's new movie.
You gotta get it out of here.
He plays this psychopathic lunatic named Captain. You guys are fans. As you can imagine, Dee doesn't hold back providing us with torture, mutilation, hiding, piercing, everything he's into. Don't spray too much of that. That's the stuff that makes me sick.
Yeah.
Highlight. Fantastic.
What are you gonna do with the mic?
I don't know how fantastic works on doing it.
My claim to fame, Ganji.
Okay, hey, it's Friday, and welcome. No, it's a live show, that's right. And we're here, we're queer, and we're proud. Oh, wrong show.
Yeah, you thought you were on OQ for a moment.
I did. We were in here discussing whether or not we'd have sex with... Gary says he'd have sex with Jessica Simpson even though she's an idiot, but Paris Hilton he hates. And I said, putting my penis in good-looking women is a high priority for me. It wouldn't make a difference.
He hates her from afar. If she was here.
I said that I hate Paris Hilton, but I'd still have sex with her.
Oh, you would? Okay. All right, now you're talking like a real man.
Now you're making sense.
Now you're making my kind of sense.
I hate to admit this. It would take me 4 seconds to come with Paris Hilton.
Me too.
It would be like, I hate her in a sexy way. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It would make you faster.
Yeah, like just the bitchy shit that she is. I would have to fucking just...
Admit it, if Osama bin Laden was a really hot chick, you'd do her too. Doesn't matter.
You know what I would do? I would make, if Osama bin Laden was a hot chick, I'd make her blow me. So I'd use his towel on his head to wipe off my cock.
You look miserable, man. Were you out late last night?
You don't remember his schedule from yesterday?
So I leave here yesterday. I get in the car. I go to Philly. I go to... I did an interview on NPR radio, Fresh Air. Did you ever do one of those before?
No, I've never really had to do that.
Talk about a therapy session. It's just you and this very sort of like liberal-looking old hippie girl talking to you, and she almost seems like she's concerned about you. You know, like she asks about, like, all they ask about these websites that predict my death, you know, which is fun. And he's like, you know, are you going to die? I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, possibly. Hope not. I mean, look at me. I hope not.
I mean, one day, but not today.
I'm not an internist.
Right.
And so I did that for like an hour. And then, you know, it was one of those, like, press junket type things. They got me to this bar, Dave & Buster's in Philly, and had, like, 1,000 journalists just come in and interview me.
Wow.
But they're not major publications.
Yeah, it's like the gay press and free newspapers.
College newspapers.
Every website on the planet. I mean, who knows how they have credentials, these websites.
You're not even sure these are papers.
Yeah, but it was nice that they're paying attention.
But at least it's like a lot of people paying attention to it.
Yeah, I mean, that was nice. And then I go to after that, I went to do a television interview, a local sports Philly show with these high-energy sports guys wearing a lot of makeup. And
makeup?
Yeah. Like,
were they Met fans?
Nice. No, it wasn't Rouge.
Yeah.
And
by the way, seven's the magic number for the Mets.
I know, they keep printing the magic number in the paper.
Even I know 7 is the magic number.
But aren't they in the first place?
No, they're kicking ass. They're going to easily win, though. And then I went to host a screening of Beer League, and our fans in Philly are so cool. They were out in full force, but they were drunk for the screening. It was like an Eagle game. I think they tailgated. And then I thought I could go home after the screening, but then they said, oh, no, after the screening you have to host a party at the bar again. So I slept in the back of the car till the screening was over at 10, went back, and then picture me, like, signing posters of the movie, dead on my feet, with 500 fans from Philly right in front of me going, wow, I'm tired, wow.
I'd kill myself.
I signed shit till midnight, got in the car, drove home, and I got home last night at 2 o'clock.
Wow.
Did you fall asleep in the car?
Yes, thank God, which helped a little bit. I got home, but I had a shower. I got to bed at 3, and then I had to pack because right after the show today, I'm flying to Cleveland. It's a whole other day of press in Cleveland, and I got stand-up.
Is this going to pay off, you think? Like, do you ever sit and say to yourself, I'm doing all of this, but does it really make a difference?
I don't know. I guess with a movie like this, it does, I think, because literally every 5 people that go counts for us.
Oh, I see.
It's that small of a thing, you know? So, like, literally yelling on the street, go to this movie, helps with this kind of advertising budget.
The other day I was listening to the end of the wrap-up show, and they said something about Artie having major points. So really, Artie's working for himself.
Oh, well, of course. Yeah, what do you think? This isn't for charity. This money isn't going to Jackson.
This isn't for future earnings. This is for earnings.
Yeah, well, if this makes money, and on DVD as well, I do get a piece of it.
Yeah.
So. Hey, he's a mogul. He's like...
I don't know how he's keeps not making these lists. He's got so much going on.
He's the new Brad Gray.
He's a powerful man.
Thank you.
He's Steven Spielberg, who eats pizza.
Artie Spielberg.
Artie Spielberg.
Somebody called the wrap-up show and said, I have to agree with this, too. Some of their favorite stuff in history is when you do that Spielberg impression and then the kid, too.
Oh, yeah.
I always love that.
The Spielberg kids.
It's just the most offensive impression ever. It's so funny.
I know. I was out in the Hamptons, and Spielberg evidently spends a lot of time there, and I'm walking in East Hampton, and all of a sudden, who's coming down the street is Spielberg, the wife, Kate Capshaw, and a bunch of kids. I don't know which one's the kid, you know?
Right.
And I'm just like, oh, shit, is this guy going to start in with me?
No.
And he didn't, thank God.
Is he short? Is he... What size
I don't know.
Is he?
You know what? I think he looked pretty tall, but... Yeah. He probably can kick my... Imagine getting my ass kicked by Steven Spielberg.
I don't think he's any better at fighting than you.
Yeah.
You better go in there, you know, with the attitude that you can win.
I think if I got off the first shot, maybe I could take him.
I think you could take him.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think you got the reach.
Artie, honestly, I don't know.
I don't see him working out in, you know, the gym.
You should see me work out.
Having taken boxing lessons or anything like that.
When I work out, it's a scream. It's like, I don't get stronger, I get weaker the more I work out. Like,
so you have to do less weight?
I'm down to, like, I used to be able to bench press, like, I used to be able to take the 245, the big plates, the 45-pound plates.
Really?
Put 2 of those on, and, you know, and do a decent amount of reps, you know, like 10, 12 reps, and do 3 sets. Now I'm down to 25 pounds on each side.
You're like a girl.
Yeah, I'm like a girl in the gym. and I'm like, oh, I'm struggling. I can't even get 8 reps out.
Somebody's spotting you for the 20.
Yeah. Pat's got to, like, lift the weights halfway to give me a little booster.
Oh, no.
Did you ever in your workout life, when you started really getting into exercise, ever have a goal of not just being thin and in shape? Did you ever want to be cut, like big? Did you ever desire that?
Yeah, but I don't know how to do that, because if I start to gain weight, it goes on my belly and my tits.
Really?
It never becomes muscle.
Even with muscle?
Nah. It still becomes flab. So the only thing I can do is not eat and get skinnier and skinnier and skinnier.
The one celebrity who really did a makeover on himself, I think when he
Fred Norris.
Fred is actually in great shape.
Yeah.
Like, watching him sing the other day, he looks like a rock star who's in shape.
Yeah.
Springsteen, though, when he was in his late 20s, early 30s, looked like a ratty little skinny, like pothead hippie or something.
He was a shrimp, yeah.
Yeah. And then in the 80s, he just started, he pumped up.
I don't know, man. I've had days and months where I've, you know, run a couple of miles a day, worked out, did everything you're supposed to do, and I just get flabbier and more disgusting.
Well, if you talk to all of those trainers, they will always tell you, a shorter guy like Springsteen, it's easier for him to get in shape, supposedly, because of the length of the muscle. Howard's arms and legs and everything are very long, and it's hard to get a good pump, I guess.
I don't even have, like, an attractive part of my body from working out. Like, you know, like, something should, like, look really toned.
How are your legs?
My legs are okay. I think my legs would look fine. I'm a guy, though. Who got a pair of pants? I mean, what if I had a nice mini
guys
skirt?
aren't usually showing their legs.
Yeah, if I had a nice shave. Like,
that's attached to your ass. It looks like your ass.
Like, I remember when I went on Letterman and I was dressed as a woman and I shaved my legs for that appearance. And every woman said, God, I'm jealous of your legs. You have beautiful legs. And I went, I want to go fucking die. You know, I mean, like, I don't want that. I want big, beefy arms. I'm a dude. I want to, you know.
But you don't want to be one of those guys who has the one thing that he can work out really well. And so that's extremely huge, and the rest of him is all caved in.
I knew a guy in the gym. This guy was a doctor. He'd come for an hour a day. This was my old gym on Long Island when I was married. This guy would come in every day, and all he would work is triceps. That's all he cared about. He didn't do his chest. He didn't do his arms, his legs. This guy was a big, fat guy. And he
was fat, too?
Yeah. And he had 2 enormous, like, I'd almost take boxes in his arms. Like, the back of his arms, his triceps were huge.
Weird.
I mean, these weird, big bumps on the back of his arms. And they were completely muscular. And everything else looked like crap.
Yeah, you see these guys. And they can hardly move. They can't find clothing because they're so out of proportion.
And I once said to him, do you ever think about, like, not doing, you know, just doing more than just triceps? And he goes, no, that's my thing. I like triceps, yeah.
Does he do something in his work life that will require, like, really
he's a
strong
doctor.
He
was a doctor.
What did he need strong triceps for?
I don't know, but the guy was just chubby, but his triceps were huge.
There are guys like that who have jobs where you need a specific muscle. When I used to unload the ships in at the port, we would have to unload these 600-gallon drums, like empty drums for orange juice to go in, and you have to take them and lift them off the truck, and you could do that all day, and I would, of course, be out of breath. And one kid, this kid, 𝗦𝗵cie, used to always tell me, work the buys. Just nothing but buys if you hit the gym, and this is easy. This is easy.
It's weird. It's like this guy with the triceps, and then he knew every tricep exercise. He could take a towel and work his triceps.
He did 500 different triceps exercises.
For an hour, he would just sit there and work his triceps, do nothing else. And I was like, wow, this is weird. He's like really into them. And then he'd wear short-sleeve shirts so people could see his triceps. And it was like, what the fuck? This guy's insane. But you know what? And then guys who do that long enough start to get disciples. I see people come up to him and go, hey.
How do you get those tries?
How do you get those tries? He goes, here's my routine.
He's king of the try.
Yeah, and he'd do like 500 try exercises. And people would start to copy him, you know? I mean, they thought, well, maybe he knows something. Everyone always thinks someone else knows something. I went up to one of the trainers and I said, listen, I got a chicken neck. I said, make my neck big. So he goes, okay. He goes, go over there, lay down on a bench, and keep lifting your head like this. So I go, you're kidding.
You're doing neck exercise.
And he goes, yeah. And he goes, and eat a chicken every day.
Eat a chicken?
Yeah, just eat a whole chicken. I go, okay.
Thanks for the...
Yeah. So I'm over there, and I'm doing 500 reps, just going like this. In my head, and it didn't help.
You look like a dork.
Yeah.
And eventually you become the neck guy.
You should go to the gym and just make up shit that you know is completely wrong. Just tell the kid, you know what? You eat nothing but roast beef and Swiss croissants from Dunkin' Donuts. Nothing but that.
See what happens.
I think a lot of people already have that diet.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I just want to tell everybody, the pictures of Lindsay Lohan's vagina are fake. The ones that we saw yesterday.
What was her head implanted on somebody else's body?
No, they showed it on the Internet, that the shot was her getting off a boat like you saw. And yes, her dress was exposing, but it was her underpants. She was wearing underpants. And what the guy did is he photoshopped the underpants out and put in this vagina that actually looked like a small penis.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, what's wrong with her vagina? But it turns out the guy
She doesn't have that ugly vagina.
Yeah, too bad. You know, we were hoping she had an ugly vagina.
We had found a flaw.
That would be nice.
That would have been nice if she had an ugly vagina. You know, I guess, you know, when you do the Nice Guy radio show, you get all the nice interviews. So Ryan Seacrest got to speak to Paris Hilton.
Yeah, I saw that in the paper today.
And I haven't.
Out.
I'm going to play it, but it's really like he's got some special relationship with her, you know, because he's a nice guy.
And he's out there, and he's on E. You know, he's got a lot of connections now that you want.
And he accepts all your horseshit when you're lying and stuff.
He won't challenge you.
You know, because this is a weird interview. As I listened to it, I said to myself, well, you know, what is this? She gets on, and now the rap is like, oh, this is a big misunderstanding. I had one drink. I don't care how many drinks you had. If you're .08, you're .08.
Everybody's watching me, and everything's blown out of proportion.
But there's no remorse with this girl. If I'm a construction worker, and I get pulled over by the cops, and I'm .08, they don't give a crap.
You don't get an interview.
And if I say to them, but I only had one drink, they take me, they hit me over the head with a stick, and throw me in the back of their car and take me in.
Nobody wants to hear about your hard day of charity work.
Yeah, and that's it. She goes, I did a charity event for brain tumors, which is a funny line.
Which means that's a party she goes to have a few drinks. But she's doing it for charity.
I made a speech.
And then she goes, yeah.
I'm against brain tumors.
And she goes, and then I hadn't ate all day.
I hadn't ate all day?
Yeah, so this is pretty funny. It's worth listening to. Here's Paris Hilton with no remorse. You know, oh, I didn't do it. You know, again,
downplaying her DUI.
Telling you what kind of car she was driving, which makes you hate her more. She has no concept why people hate her.
Do you know, I went and looked up how much that car cost.
$500,000.
Yeah.
It's a Mercedes, but
McLaren.
It's the one where is it the one where it's like the James Bond DeLorean type doors, they open out or something?
I don't know.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
All right, here, I'll play this for you. You can give it a listen. It's fun to listen to.
And on with it.
Wait, here, I got to reboot it. Okay.
Paris Hilton on with us this morning, 102.7 KISS FM. It is Ryan Seacrest, and the news reporting this morning that Paris was arrested in Hollywood and charged with driving under the influence. Paris, what happened?
You know, it is nothing. I've been shooting my new music video for my new song, Nothing in This World.
Yeah.
Been in Long Beach for the past 2 nights, then in Pasadena, and getting up at 5 a.m.
So you're shooting those full days, because when you do music videos, it's like a 24-hour day.
Yeah, I got off tonight, or last night at 10 p.m. So then I went and had dinner with my sister and all my girlfriends, and then we went to this charity event Dave Navarro threw for brain tumors.
Right.
And I had one margarita, starving because I had not ate all day, on my way to In-N-Out, which is probably 3 blocks away. And I'm in my SLR, which is a little fast.
Which is that Mercedes with wings on it?
Yes.
Which doesn't necessarily fly under the radar.
No, it's pretty fast.
Right.
So maybe I was speeding a little bit, and I got pulled over.
Now, the reports, if you just flip on the news and look quickly, the reports are that you were recklessly driving or driving erratically. Any truth to that?
No, I was just really hungry, and I wanted to have an In-N-Out burger.
Okay, so they pull you over, which the cops have done many, many times, and what they say to you?
They just said you were driving fast.
But then LAPD, the Hollywood division, took you in?
Yeah, there was a lot of paparazzi around, so I think they were trying to make a statement. And they even said, you know, there's people watching. We don't want them to think we're giving you special treatment.
Right.
You know, I totally understood. I was in there 15 minutes now, and now I'm up again in the morning for work.
Well, it looks much worse than the way it sounds when you're telling me this, because it looks as if you were pulled over and then arrested. But what you're saying is they talked to the police department and then let you go.
Yeah, they were so nice. Everyone was really nice there.
It's the lead story. It's before the president. You're before the president.
Oh, my goodness. Everything I do is blown out of proportion. It really hurts my feelings.
Did you ever get the burger? I don't think you did.
No, and I had some pancakes just now I cooked, so that made up for it.
But just to be clear, because a lot of people are going to see this story today, there is no DUI charge for Paris Hilton. I mean, that's the bottom line. No charge.
Yeah, they were really nice, and, you know, it was cool, and they understood that I've been working all day. And
had one beverage and no hamburger.
People just blow everything out of proportion.
They got those photographers outside your house as you're coming home from the police department, and I got to tell you looked pretty hot at that hour.
Thank you. For being up since 5 a.m. working all day, that's a big compliment.
Paris, have a good day today. We'll talk to you later.
All right, you guys rock.
She's such an ass. The state of America today is, and it's just disturbing. I mean, that 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗍 has a successful radio show. And, I mean, he's everything.
He's a power broker.
He's everything I fought against coming up and trying to do away with, like the Richties, you know, 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗍 horse shit. But I don't know. Somehow everything's changed, and Paris Hilton's a big star, and she's talking about working all day. She did a video shoot. Like, that's work. Like, that's maybe the most exciting thing you could ever have in your life. And imagine real recording stars can't even get a video.
Yeah, why are they shooting yet another video for this album that's supposedly tanking?
Yeah, well, they don't know what to do.
That's funny that she was going to get a burger, too. It's exactly what happened to me.
You understand.
In-N-Out burgers are good, too.
And you got your DUI. You didn't get any special treatment.
No, I didn't. Well, you know what's funny about that whole thing is...
How many DUIs do you have, by the way?
2.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we could do a search today for the guy in America with the most DUIs.
You know, I knew a guy who had about 7 of them, and they finally took his license for 12 years. He had 7 DUIs by the age of, like, 24. Wow. And he couldn't drive till he was, like, in his late 30s. Talk about a loser, too. He's like, everybody, like, 29. He's like, oh, who's picking up Vinny, you know?
Yeah.
Always looking for a ride.
Oh, yeah, perennially, like, you know.
Too much.
Really bad.
Hey, Paul, you're on the air. Paul's a police officer in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Hey, Howard, how's it going, guys?
Hey, now.
I'm sitting in my car right now listening to this interview with Seacrest. He should be ashamed of himself. I personally see drunk driving injure and kill more people than any other crime I've experienced in 7 years. It's a shame. He should be ashamed of himself.
Well, yeah, I mean, so much ass-sucking. That's what he should be. He should be ashamed of himself just for that friggin' show he does.
Well, was she, or was she not charged with DUI?
I thought she was charged with DUI.
He says she wasn't, which sounds like she was given special treatment.
And the paper says she was booked.
Oh, really? Well, if you're booked, you're charged with something, so...
Do you think she really had one drink? I mean, no. I don't know anything about...
Not.
You don't...
Absolutely not. No, I've never in my 7 years have ever seen anybody come up with a .08
from one drink.
One drink. Never.
Right.
Even someone as light as her?
Absolutely not.
Did you see what the drink was?
Yeah, was
margarita?
It was a Patron, silver, tequila, and pineapple juice.
Wow. I mean, it depends on how strong the drink was. I mean, that sounds like, I mean, they could, you know, like you did, Howard, sometimes you just have a coloring of cranberry, you know.
I know.
That could be a strong drink.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what she's claiming the one drink was.
I always think it's weird, too, when you're driving, because, like, I'll go to a restaurant and have a glass of wine, and I go, I don't know what I mean, I don't think I'm drunk. I don't feel drunk. It's one glass of wine, but
the cop
I mean, you never know. I mean, who wants to drive drunk? I don't. I never want to do that, but I just...
You don't have a lot more respect for Artie, who says, you know what, yeah, I was driving drunk, I did something stupid. All she's doing is minimizing her behavior. And
yeah, I agree. It's almost like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. No, you had a .08. I don't care how you got there. You got a .08. You admit it. You were driving drunk.
Why would you just accept her word that I wasn't charged with anything? They stopped me because I was speeding. Yeah. Why wouldn't you call the cops and get a statement as well? Well, Paris, the cops say this.
The cops aren't A-listers.
Right.
That's true.
You know, this guy's right. Sometimes you just got to throw your hands up and go, fuck it. I grew up with a guy, well, he was a friend of my buddy's older brother. He was such a crazy booze hound that he would actually tour AA meetings. They would book him for the road because he had great stories and stuff. And he had this one story. The first time he told me this, I was laughing so hard I had to throw up. He's drunk in the middle of a Tuesday afternoon driving like this big old like 72 Buick, and two of his buddies are in the car. They're drunk too, and he's driving down a main thoroughfare in Elizabeth, New Jersey, pretty busy like city, and he says, like, as a goof, he tries to steer his car with his head, like he's steering with his head, and his friend, you know, like Beavis and Butthead, his buddy's just laughing. I'm like, oh, he's steering with his head, you know. Right. And those big old steering wheels, he somehow worked his head into between the horn and the top of the wheel. And
he got his head caught in the wheel?
His head was caught in the wheel.
And they're still moving.
Well, his buddies thought he was kidding around, and he starts like going like a dolphin caught in a tuna net. He's shaking his head like, whoa, dude, I don't know what to do, I'm caught. And they're laughing like, he says he's caught. And he eventually, like, he put his head all the way to the right. The car went up on the sidewalk and drove through a bakery window. Now, thank God nobody was hurt, right. You know, but the people were in the bakery.
Too bad they didn't have a camera. He would have been jackass.
Well, what happened was he still couldn't get out of the wheel. The cops come, and they start sawing him out of the wheel. They had a saw him. But they didn't want him to lose his buzz before they arrested him, so they start giving him a sobriety test while he's in the wheel. They go, sir, do you know the alphabet? He's like, yeah. He goes,
not right now, I don't, but I usually do.
He goes, what's the alphabet? And he goes, A, B, C... Just arrest me, man. Just arrest me.
Don't make me do all this work.
Well, they cut him out of the wheel. He's like, fuck it.
I'm guilty.
He got his head caught in the wheel.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm over the legal limit.
Yeah, I wish that Paris Hilton's head would have been caught in the wheel.
That would have been the best story ever.
Yeah. But the officer, you're right. I mean, I just get pissed off when... You know, they're like, oh, I only had one drink. You know what? You had a .08. I don't care how you got there. I'm not interested.
And no acknowledgement of how dangerous or wrong that is.
I believe she should do 20 to 25 years in prison.
It's only a misdemeanor, slap on the wrist.
Right.
Howard, we appreciate your support. Artie, how about them Yankees?
I know, they look good. Are you a Yankee fan from Pawtucket?
I'm a Yankee fan from Rhode Island.
Wow. With that accent, that's weird to hear without any sarcasm.
Yeah, Boston didn't get you, huh?
Yeah.
I got a tough life. I don't know why. I get teased a lot. But, hey, we love your support. We love the show. There's nothing better than being in the police car at 3 in the morning. You're dealing with a bunch of idiots. You're pissed off. You turn on the Sirius satellite radio, and there's you guys making us laugh, and we all appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. You know,
all right.
Take care. Hey, you want to come down to see Beer League? Come to the premiere with us?
Oh, I would be absolutely thrilled.
All right, here. You want a pair of tickets to the premiere of Beer League at the Ziegfeld Theater Wednesday, September 13th. That's next Wednesday. We're all going. Beer League opens Friday, September 15th in New York, Philadelphia, and Cleveland.
I'll be calling in sick if I don't get the days off.
All right, brother. See you there. Come by and say hi to us, too.
Thank you, Artie. You rule, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Later.
That's weird. An accent like that saying, go Yanks. I'm always weird, but where's the joke coming? You get punched in the face.
So that's the Paris Hilton thing. Figured you'd want to hear that.
That is something else. Again, as much as, you know, we hate her, it is interesting. Like, I was dying to hear that interview. I hate to admit it, but...
But you have to thank Ryan Seacrest for that in-depth reporting.
Yeah. There you go. He really knows how to lay it on the line, huh?
I'm glad he works for the E! News.
Yeah. You know, here's the thing. Would you rather have, like, a career like Ryan Seacrest, where you know, like, you'll get the big interview with Paris Hilton, or would you rather have a career like mine, where you'll never get the interview with Paris Hilton after she gets in trouble, but at least you can fucking sleep at night?
Well, me, I mean, of course, I'm the wrong person to ask. I'd be you in a heartbeat. That's not even close. I mean,
but do you really think think Ryan Seacrest can't sleep? I think he's doing fine.
I don't know, man.
I think he has no soul, and nothing bothers him.
I couldn't be a tool on the radio my entire life.
To me, it's like it's in the early 70s. Like, you're Zeppelin, he's the Bay City Rollers. You know?
Yeah.
I'd always rather be Zeppelin.
Yeah, man. I don't even care anymore. I'm so far out of the stratosphere compared to all these disc jockey assholes, including all my imitators. I mean, you know, everyone's like, oh, Howard's on satellite now. It's like, yeah, you know what, dude? You couldn't even dream of the things I've done in my career or the deals I've made or the, you know, the shit I've done. Screw all these guys. Ryan Seacrest. What's that?
Well, who cares whether you impress those dickheads anyway?
Yeah.
What was the name of that? The production company for Jackass? And we all said, God, I wish I'd thought of that. What was it, Dick House?
Dick House Productions. Isn't that great?
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. As soon as you said that, I said, I remember this from watching it, and it's funny, but I forgot Dick House.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I was thinking about my own experience with that. When I first got started, the name of my not production company, but you have to incorporate, you know?
Right, yeah.
I called it Weirdo Inc. And I started to get audited twice a year.
Because of the name Weirdo Inc.?
I didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe it was a Howard Stern thing or whatever.
Even if you pay your taxes, getting audited is not fun.
No, it was weird, and it cost you a lot of money to get audited. So my accountant said to me, if you were in Weirdo Inc., you wouldn't have... guys,
red flag.
He says, imagine you're an IRS guy, you know, and you're looking for something exciting to do. What are you going to do? You're going to go after, you know, the Thornton Corporation? Right. Or are you going to go after Weirdo Inc.? I go, you know, you're right. So I changed it, and that was the end of that. I mean, it set off all kinds of flags. Yeah. So if you're Dick House Productions, trust me, you guys going down the sheet, and he goes, what am I going to look into today? Hey, I'll look into Dick House Productions. They must be up to something.
My accountant advised me against my original corporate name, which was Coke Dealer Inc.
Oh, yeah.
That sent up a flag.
That's a good name. You know, you can go for the funny name, but you got to deal with a lot of expense. Right. You know, it's just nuts.
But you look at that and you go, wow, what a great one.
Yeah, Dick House Productions.
What year would you have been Weirdo Inc.? How long ago was that?
Oh, man, back when I was at NBC. And in Washington, D.C., I was making $40,000. No, I was making $30,000, I think.
In D.C., only 30 grand?
30 or 40 grand, yeah.
Really? So when you met Robin, you were making about 30, 40 grand.
I was making 30. Wow. And which was a real come down, because in Detroit I was making 50. But I knew I had to get to D.C., and they were playing hardball with me.
Oh, so you took a pay cut to go to a bigger market.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily that much bigger. A little bit bigger, maybe, because Detroit's number 8. I think Washington's number... What is Washington, number 5?
6, 5, somewhere.
Yeah, but I knew it was closer to New York, and I knew I could kick ass and and I wanted to be on the Northeast. You know, I missed the Northeast.
Right.
I just thought Washington would be cool for me.
What does it go? Does it go New York, L.A., Chicago, Philly? Is Philly the 4th biggest?
No. Philly might be I don't know, man.
Yeah, Philly, Washington, it's somewhere, they're, you know, somewhere close together, and I don't know which is the bigger.
I would have thought for some reason Detroit would be lower than 8, but I guess that's a huge city.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And then I went to Washington, and this accountant said to me, you should really be incorporated. I was like, well, what's that entail, and how much do I have to pay you? I'm only making 30 G's. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, do we really need to incorporate?
Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, really, what am I going to save, you know? He goes, well, you know, it's not that you're going to save anything, it's just better, and then I'll pay your taxes quarterly, and he goes, and then all you got to do is fill out this form and that form. Next thing I know, I'm a friggin' accountant. I'm filling out forms. I'm doing this.
It's complicated.
Yeah, I had a special checkbook, and I just said, screw this. Just pay me my regular paycheck.
So you don't have a corporation even now?
No, now I do.
Oh,
yes, he does.
No, but what they say is the tax write-off. They say all the tax breaks you're going to get.
You don't get anything. There's no tax break. It's, you know what, man, you end up paying just... Unless you're doing something under the table.
I love it how, you know, when you hear the ads on the radio, they say, hey, enjoy all the tax breaks of the rich.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Incorporate.
And quite frankly, it's one big massive headache, and, you know, it's just... There's no way to avoid taxes.
In order to avoid the tax breaks or get the tax breaks of the rich, you have to be rich.
Right.
Hey, guys, what is this? Drunk Dunkelman discussing Seacrest on GP1 in Gray? What's that? Drunk Dunkelman.
And GP1 in... Oh, that's one of your pages.
When he did the Eric the Midget show and got loaded. for us.
I don't think he got loaded that night.
I don't know that he got loaded.
I think he had a couple of beers that night.
Well, I guess he went from being on American Idol to working with Eric the Midget.
I drink.
Yeah. What's up?
He was on the wrap-up show after Eric the Midget, the show he did here, and he talked about how he really felt about Ryan Seacrest.
And he had a couple of drinks, am I correct?
Yeah, he was definitely drunk when he said that.
He was drunkelman.
I'm not going to lie to you. I fucking hated the guy.
Yeah, he's
I fucking hated him. He did everything he could do to fuck me over every step of the way. And, like, I feel comfortable talking about this because it's like you play the PR game, and you're like, hey, did you get along? Yeah, we got along great. But, you know, then when it gets back to me, that second season, like, kids are running up to him going, well, where's Brian Dunkelman? And he's saying, oh, you know the guy who parks your car? That's him now. And during fucking live shows, in between commercial breaks, like, he's got a mic, the executive producer's got a mic, and they're like, where's Brian Dunkelman? Oh, he's fucking flipping burgers. So it's like, I understand the PR game, but fuck that shit. The guy's he's been bad-mouthing me since the day I left. And it's like, I think that the listeners to this show are savvy to know that 90% of people would say in this industry on the record's bullshit.
He should thank you. He should thank you.
And it's just like, you know, fuck this guy. He's been doing everything he can do to fuck me over. I gotta apologize. I'm pretty fucking drunk right now.
Well, I told Dunkelman, what are you doing leaving American Idol, man? You're out of your mind. And he was like, I don't need that show.
That's not me.
I got other things I want to do. Well, hey, whatever. I would have stuck with it if I was him.
That was a fun show. I remember we were all, like, coughing like McLean Stevenson.
Right.
Well, you know, he could have been sitting there having the Paris Hilton interview as well.
Right. Yeah, lucky him. Hey, you know what's really weird? And also, I wonder if, like, Ryan Seacrest has banged
anybody.
Paris Hilton. I don't even know that he bangs anyone. Didn't we have that chick on the show who was really hot, and she said she'd live with him, and then she'd get into bed with him?
Slept in the same bed.
And they didn't do anything?
Yeah.
That's just unthinkable. It's unfathomable to me.
And that chick was hot.
Oh, she was way hot. And it was like, what?
Nothing happened.
Nothing. No, yeah, I'm not saying anything. It's just, you know, it was just like we were friends, and I'm like, wow.
We were roommates.
I wish I could be friends with a girl like that. I just have no ability to do that. If you're hot and you're in bed with me, I don't even give a shit if I'm in love.
Yeah, I've been in bed with my guy friends.
Right. Just stay the hell away from me because I'm going to fuck you. I'm going to.
They at least make a move.
I can't help it. It's what I want. I have no ability to even comprehend how a heterosexual male...
The whole time the girl is saying, we're friends. Yeah, we'll still be friends.
Yeah. That's insane. Unless I just don't know what it's like to be a really good-looking guy, and I guess they get so much pussy.
I'm telling you, good-looking guys, ugly guys, they're all the same.
Right. Hey, Gary, Eddie Van Halen called me like 57 times last night.
Is he doing the show or not?
He's supposedly calling in today, and he keeps calling my house, and then he says, I need Gary's number, and Gary keeps giving him his number, and Eddie keeps... I don't know what's going on there, but supposedly we're going to talk to Eddie Van Halen today.
He called like 5 minutes ago and said he was good to go at 7 o'clock.
Right, good, all right. Because he keeps calling my house. He called me 3 times last night.
Howard, I left the number yesterday, like... as if it were for a retarded person.
Yeah.
I was like 877. Just, you know, I was like as slow as I could.
One number at a time.
Yeah, here's my number. Here's a number to call in. Here's my cell phone number.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with Eddie. He wants to talk about this porn film he made 2 songs for.
Is that, like, such a big deal?
To him it is. I guess he got a bunch of crap for it. I mean, I don't know why.
Yeah, I guess maybe, yeah, I think Robin's right. The press seems to be making a big deal about it. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal. A rock star doing a porno song.
I don't know. This is weird. I walk in today and Gary goes, I got a mystery record for you. I'm going to play it. And he goes, guess who it is? Mm-hmm. I guessed it on the first guess, and it makes no sense that I got this.
All right. You're going to play it for us?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is, Artie?
I haven't heard it.
Artie wasn't here. It was the freakiest thing. Like, I wasn't even being kind of serious. I just went...
It was a flip answer?
It was a flip answer, and it was. I mean, the odds of getting this right are about 10 billion to 1, and for once I got it right.
You know, I'm sick of you being flipped with Gary in the morning.
Well, all right, here it is. It's a remake of a Neil Young song, actually one of my favorite Neil Young songs, and listen to this and see if you can guess who it is. Okay, hold on. would you know who that is?
No.
I did. But I didn't even...
You didn't know. You just said a name, right?
I said a name, and he goes, how did you... He goes, oh, you're right. I go, I am?
It's Catherine McPhee.
Wrong.
All right. So I was wrong with my flip answer.
My God.
Is that somebody who sings for a living, or is it some actress?
I would say someone who sings for...
J-Lo.
No, not J-Lo.
Someone who sings for a living.
Well, yeah, I mean, someone who's starting out singing for a living. Like, I mean, a new singer, let's put it that way. But I think makes their career as a singer.
Have we met this person?
I've met this person. I don't know that you have.
Clay Aiken? I need Fred to play the actual Neil Young song, Now to Wash That Away. I got to hear. I really have no guess.
You have met this person.
Yeah. Very nice person, actually.
Is that Nicole Simpson? No.
Who's Nicole Simpson?
Nicole Simpson? Oh,
no, Nicole Simpson.
She's dead.
Nicole Richie.
Holy Christ, Nicole Simpson.
No, you've met Nicole Richie.
I know that. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to figure this out.
How about Nelly Furtado?
No. She makes her living singing. This is a new singer, he says.
Right.
But she makes a living singing, probably.
I'll try the living Simpson, Jessica Simpson.
No, not Jessica Simpson.
Play a little more.
All right.
I think I have it.
Who?
Jewel?
No.
Not Jewel.
She makes a living singing.
Shit.
It does sound like Jewel, doesn't it?
Because it had that little whining thing.
Right.
Damn it.
Well,
but
I'll tell you.
we would know her name. You're saying
we
absolutely
would know her name. Yes, you would.
Because she's a famous child of a star?
Well, now you're getting warm.
Ooh.
Now you're getting warm.
Now, was her parent
now
a
I know.
singer?
Now I get it. Now Goldie Hawn's kid.
No, not Goldie Hawn's kid.
Her parent was a singer.
Yes. One of her parents.
One of her parents was a singer. Is that... What's her name?
Not Presley.
No.
No.
It wasn't one of those kids with a funny name, was it?
No. Like Apple? Apple's too young to start a career.
𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗏𝗍.
Not 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗏𝗍. I'll tell you who it is.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You love games. No.
That was the name I was trying to think
It's Zahara Jolie.
It's Nouvelle, whatever her name is.
𝗦𝗵𝟐𝗓. It's Suri bin Laden.
Oh.
Is that Wafa bin Laden?
No, it's not Wafa bin Laden. One of her parents doesn't sing. Although Osama bin Laden's been known to cut his fingers.
I've heard him warble.
I'm bombing the World Trade Center.
You don't call that singing?
No. I'll tell you who it is.
Who is it?
Because we'll be here all day.
Yeah, I know.
It's Billy Joel's daughter and Christy Brinkley's daughter, Alexa Ray.
That's Alexa Ray.
Alexa Ray. And I've actually heard she's been doing some concerts around town and was pretty good. So
yeah, I did read recently that she has taken up singing. Well, that's not bad.
And then there's a bunch of originals on here as well.
I did hear that Billy Joel's father, who he was not
ill.
all that close to, was ill in Austria or something, where he returned to after divorcing Billy's mother.
Right. So anyway, that's Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley's daughter, Alexa Ray, who has a musical career, actually. She
has an album coming out.
Yeah, I've got it. And then she has some originals and things.
Well, let's hear something else.
What do you want to hear? An original song?
Yeah. She writes?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I'm just pulling stuff out.
Whatever happened to the nights?
Got kind of a Fiona Apple thing going.
Or what's that? Ravi Shankar's daughters.
Nora Jones.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot Nora Jones was Ravi Shankar's daughter.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, she got that kind of
Try
vibe.
to keep them in my memory.
She actually got some good reviews and got...
well, this isn't bad.
Has been doing some gigs and stuff.
Cause they're all I can know. It took a couple years to figure out that the songs I like to play.
So there it is. That's Alexa. Now, but the odd part of the story is, Gary says to me, guess who this is? And I go, Alexa Ray Joel.
Why did you say that?
I don't know. There was a picture of her in the paper either yesterday or today.
She's on page 6.
Yeah, but so maybe she was in my mind or something. I don't know, but it was freaky. I was like, Gary, I had no idea why I said that.
Billy probably paid the album for him, and you had to say
maybe. No, he didn't, actually. He didn't.
Yeah, and it says she did a concert last night at the Nokia Theater, so she's actively out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. She's trying to get a career going. It's got to be hard when your father's Billy Joel.
But she's good.
Yeah, I would never take on a career. Like, I'm so glad my father was not in the radio business, really, and I wouldn't want to deal with that.
It's easier if you're the girl of a guy singer than of the same sex, because it's like the Julian Lennon thing. He sounds exactly like his father. Or James Taylor's son, who sounds exactly like him.
Yeah.
Or Sting's son, who sounds exactly like him.
Yeah, you're right. That's definitely worse. What do I know? So where was I? I got so much stuff to play for you. Yes, Eddie Van Halen's going to call in. Artie, you're going to start the football picture going up against Bigfoot, Crazy Alice, and Elegant Elliot Offen.
That's funny. It's great.
We couldn't get Dana? I thought that was the greatest idea.
Well, I don't know. Artie looked like he was going to have a conniption. It was like, well, get Dana, we lose Artie.
Sometimes you got to negotiate hardball.
Sometimes you got to, you say, when you hear a great idea, you just got to suck it up and let it happen.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of them that I've sucked it up for in the last 5 years.
$25,000 could have meant a lot of money to Dana.
Right.
I don't know why you're standing in her way like that.
Yes, all right, if you want, so there might be some of that, but I'm going to be hanging. I can't wait to just party, and then I'm driving home to watch the game on TV.
Is there any way that Eli can win this game?
Maybe they'll cover the spread, but I don't think the Giants are beating Peyton Manning and the Colts.
All right,
it's at least some excitement, And
Artie with the spreads and everything else you need to lose.
He's our football expert.
The Manning Bowl. I just wish it was a more even matchup, that's all.
Colts pretty good.
Magic number 7 for the Mets.
You know what? Last night was the start of the NFL season, and I said, I wonder what Howard's watching.
Right.
Last night, what was I watching?
Mm-hmm.
I was in bed watching, I had videotaped Kyle XY. I was watching that.
Okay, so you don't even know that there was a football game on.
No, I had no idea. Wasn't into my universe. And I played a chess game and lost.
Yeah, there was football and there was tennis, so you were watching a tape of Kyle XY.
I was so bad.
Pittsburgh won 28-17, I believe, right?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm a girl, so you don't expect me to know.
Hey, don't insult me. I'm a girl, too.
I like Pittsburgh in the under, and the over came in, of course.
As a matter of fact, I do know that Pittsburgh won, and they won it without Roethlisberger, right? He just had an appendectomy or something.
Right.
Did you bet, Marty?
I did not. I had that crazy night last night, but I was in Philly at a sports bar watching out of the corner of my eye, and it was a low-scoring game for a while, and I did like the under, but then it ended up going over, and the Pittsburgh Steelers did win.
All right.
They look great. They look
with
great
their
again.
Backup quarterback, they must have a very talented team.
Yeah, it's going to be another exciting year for Beth and her family, I think, because I think Pittsburgh's got a great shot again at getting there.
Yeah, Beth was probably watching the football game.
No. She slept all through Kyle XY. I was very annoyed. Can't imagine why. She sleep. I go, how could she sleep through this? This is very exciting.
So exciting.
That's right.
Well, Federer won the tennis match against James Blake, so I do know something. Did you hear about the Austrian girl who was kidnapped when she was 10 years old and kept in a cage for 8 years?
No.
That's a great joke.
Oh, stop it. What are you talking about? What's the punchline?
I thought they were shooting Jackass 3.
Did you hear the one about the Austrian girl?
No, she was one of these victims of abduction, and people were looking for her for years. She was even aware when they started looking for her body. you know, because she'd hear these reports. This guy just abducted her when she was on the way to school one day.
Jesus, can you imagine that's your life? Oh, my God. How do you recover from that?
Well, that's the big question, because she's 18 now. She did get away. She finally managed to run away. He used to let her out just to do chores and things like that. But then he'd lock her back in the cage, and she said she thought of escaping every day, and she tried several times. But when he first abducted her, he would tell her things like, you know, I'll kill you, and I'll kill your whole family, I'll kill the neighbors. And so she was afraid that everybody would be murdered if she left. And so, yeah, basically her life was staying in that cage all day, or coming out to wash his dishes or cook his food or something like that. He went to answer the phone while he was cleaning the car and left her for just a second a couple of weeks ago, and she made a mad dash. And she said that it was at that point when she was trying to run away that she realized how weak she had become because of her confinement. And she just barely made it over this fence to a neighbor's house and said, call the police. And that's how she was found and taken back into her family.
How soon before Lonnie meets her and gets her working at Scores?
She's very pretty. You know, you know, at first they weren't going to release any pictures of her, but she's a very pretty girl.
Let's see. What page?
Well, this is, I don't have a newspaper article on her today. This is from a couple of days ago. But she does say that every day she would think of killing him with an axe. You know, she just thought of escaping all the time. And this guy actually, once she escaped, he threw himself in front of a train, so he's dead.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah, so they don't have to go through any trial or anything like that. She has not really talked about, you know, what kind of relationship they had other than, you know, her duties and stuff like that. But, you know, people assume that, you know, it was sexual and she was sexually abused all that time.
I saw the father interviewed, and he was just, he was crying. It was so, like, powerful. It was, like, really...
What a life she must have had, man. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, and her family just think, we don't have a body, we don't, you know, we think she's dead. She said, it really made her miserable, and, like, people had given up on her when she saw them now looking, they decided to start looking for a body because they thought she was gone.
Madon.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Exactly.
Right? Madon.
Manacha la guarda.
Right now, the experts are saying, boy, it's amazing how calm she is. So any time now, she'll explode from this whole thing.
Yes. Sometimes I'd like to lock Fred in a cage and keep him in my house. But I don't dare.
He's pretty strong right now.
Oh, yes.
You better go in there with some help.
Like Godzilla. It's working out like a madman.
I don't know if you've been watching Katie Couric.
No, I don't even know what time it's on. I never watch network news. Is it 7 o'clock?
6.
6 o'clock. See, I don't even know that.
I've been busy doing anything else.
Yeah, I mean...
6:30.
6:30. Is it 6:30? See, I don't even know. I haven't watched.
I don't care.
But I know the news is on at 6.
I saw the ratings of her. You know, she had these inordinately big ratings the first night, which you'd expect, and now they've dropped considerably. And by the next week, she'll probably be in second or third place.
Wouldn't you just hire, like,
it makes no difference.
If your thinking is, okay, maybe a woman is more pleasant to watch, wouldn't you just hire Carmen Electra?
Well, let me look.
Why not just do that?
You can't do that. Let's be serious. You can't hire a Carmen Electra because women make up a big percentage of the audience who watch the news, and they want the semblance of a dignified lady, you know? It's not just for dudes. You know, they have the naked news on the Internet for that kind of thing. So, you know, if you think about it, the news person is the face of the network. Because there's no one really else that you could point to in a time of tragedy or some big event. They're the person that is the face.
And one of these three, I suppose, will be your go-to guy. Who do you want to spend the time with while you find out about this tragedy?
Yes, and it's weird. Like, Peter Jennings was always my guy for a long time. But now, like, if I hear there's something big going on, I either go to CNN or Fox News. Right. Because they give more coverage. And so those are my guys. So, I mean, in this day and age, to bank on Katie Couric, but what else are they going to do? So, okay... My prediction is she will do well, but eventually she'll blend in with the rest of them. And the newscast might either be in second or third place. Who even knows if it'll be in first place? It might not even be that successful. But what are they going to do? They got to put a face on it. Then if they get an exclusive interview with George Bush, they put her on it, you know. What are you going to do? The day of network news is over. I'm not even sure the day of television isn't over, and the Internet seems to be taking over everything. Who knows? So it's very unimportant, really. as to who takes over the network news. It's a dying breed.
I'm going to have to watch. I know she sounded a little light when we were playing some of those clips, like, you know, it was that light, you know, smile in your voice kind of delivery, which doesn't usually, you know, the reason Peter Jennings was reassuring was because he's rather serious.
Yes.
I agree. Fuck her.
Shakira's in town. I'm surprised you're such a big fan that you haven't rushed over to see her shake her booty.
Oh, I think she is sexy, Shakira. There's a picture of her in the paper. You know, and it's not like her belly is the tightest belly I ever saw, but it's just like she looks like she's just frigging sexual, man. Like there's a vibe.
Let's fuck some hoes! Exactly.
All right.
Her last show is tonight. You can still catch her.
I don't know that I could sit through a show of hers. Like, I like that one song, but...
Yeah, you wouldn't even know what else she might sing.
Yeah, I could care less. I just want to bang her. She's hot, right?
No, I agree. I do dig her.
There's something sexual there, you know? There's very few women that can bring that out.
She's one of those chicks where every guy, no matter what your type is, should probably think she's sexy in some way.
Yeah.
If you're heterosexual.
Yeah.
She's that kind of sexy.
Unless there's something wrong with you.
Right.
Now,
I could be totally wrong here, but I'd bet the farm on it.
All right. We don't have anybody to testify. Ellen DeGeneres has been tapped to host the Oscars this year. It was announced. She got a call from Laura Ziskin, who is, I guess, the producer of the award show this year. And she says Ellen was born to do this.
Yeah, all right.
And she knows she's going to put her best foot forward. Ellen has never
Ellen was born to shock the puss.
attended the Oscars, so her first...
Wonder what she'll wear. She should put on a dress. I would love to see her dressed up as a girl.
Yeah.
I'm sick
you mean
of this.
like sexy, like in you know, one of those designer gowns?
It'd be really interesting. Like, dress her up as a girl. God, she wants to be a dude so bad. She dresses like... She looks like Owen Wilson.
You know she'll have on some version of a tuxedo.
Yeah. With, like, patent leather shoes.
This
drives me crazy. Put her in some high heels and a dress. I'm sick of it. I've had it.
This will be her first Oscar. She wasn't nominated for Mr. Wrong.
Where she wanted a man so bad?
Yeah, that one worked.
Yeah, she was trying to get to the altar.
All right.
All right. Top 10 places Americans have had sex outside their bedrooms.
Oh, my God. I think I'm going to reach orgasm.
Artie Lang's bathroom.
Oh.
That's where I've had it.
Number 9 is in the garden. Have you ever done it outside in the garden?
I don't even like to be outside when I have sex.
One time
creepy.
One time a hooker gave me a reach around at Madison Square Garden.
Really?
No.
A dumpster.
At work? Have you ever done it at work?
No.
Yes, I have.
So that was with a guy.
It was, well, if you
One
count,
of the Teamsters?
I got a blowjob in my dressing room at Mad TV, and I had full blown-out sex in a trailer.
Wow. So you're calling that work. Okay.
Well, what is it? That's why I went to get a paycheck.
All right. Well,
at school?
Oh, no. I mean, at college I got sex, but not at the school.
Yeah, but that's in your dorm.
Yeah.
I don't think that really counts.
Do you count driving school?
No.
You had sex at driving school?
No.
On the beach?
I've tried it on the beach. It's horrible.
I had a photo finish on the beach. We're not sure if it was intercourse. I got to go
First
back.
of all, I hate being outside. I tried it in a pool, and it's horrible. Because there's everything's very dry, believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, water does not make the greatest
Yeah, I've tried it a lot. But you know what? I'm telling you, outdoors is highly overrated.
Plus, there's still, like, I've looked at shit in pornos, and I go, for me, that's physically impossible. You know, like positions.
I don't want to be in that bright of light when I'm banging.
I agree.
How about a party? You know, you're at somebody else's party?
Yeah. I got a BJ at a party.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Walked in, super hot chick. This is right after my divorce. Bam, says, drags me up to a bathroom and blows me.
Wow.
Super famous, too.
Never told us this before. This was a super famous person?
Super famous.
Super famous? What do you mean super famous?
That's what I said.
Like
A-list.
an A-lister?
No kidding.
That's it.
And that's all you're telling us?
That's it.
God, I would love to know that.
Yeah,
I really would love to know
BJ.
that.
Hey, now.
I would
Forget
love
the
to know
person
that.
who was with the dog. Tell us who this is.
Yeah.
Fred Norris.
Let me ask you something. Does anybody that we mutually know who the girl is?
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Who?
I don't want to say.
All right. Is it Ralph?
Yes.
All right. That pisses me off.
That's why people hate Ralph.
Yeah.
I hate him, too.
Have you ever done it?
Honestly, it was John Travolta.
Oh. Here's a story.
Have you ever done it in your parents' bedroom?
Yes. No, I was by myself.
In their bedroom?
I peed on their bed.
In their bedroom, no.
I peed on my parents' bed. I wrote about that in my book. I was first heard about jerking off, and I wanted to watch Gilligan's Island.
You first heard about it?
Yeah, my friends told me about it.
It was in the paper.
Did you hear about this?
I wasn't really clear what you were supposed to do, and they said stuff was going to come out, so I laid down on the bed. I'm naked. I'm watching Gilligan's Island, waiting for the hot redhead to come on, Tina Louise. And I'm playing with myself, and then I was like, oh, I think I feel something, and then I just peed on their bed. And I peed on myself. I was on my back.
Oh, no.
I thought that was jerking off.
You talk about talking to your... I had a buddy who had sex at 13, lost his virginity at 13.
That's great.
And I didn't lose it till almost my 18th birthday.
And that was to a whore.
This is one of my good friends. So... Like, for 4.5 years through high school, this kid's talking about how fun it is to fuck. You know, and it's so foreign to me. It's like really like, I mean, I looked up to him like Hugh Hefner, you know?
Right. Yeah, I had a friend like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, this guy he had a girlfriend who was super hot. He used to bang her in a sookie. You know what a sookie is?
What sookie?
This kid was a Jew.
Yeah.
And there's a Jewish holiday named Sukkot.
Right.
And the Jews go in their backyard. And I don't know anybody who celebrates this. This guy did. His family built a sukkah, which is a 3-sided house. The roof is thatched with lemons.
I've heard of this.
Yeah, like citrus.
So one side is open.
Yeah, something like that.
Fuck, they're in a suck.
And so it was like a little clubhouse. And he would take this girl back there and fuck her, bang her relentlessly in the Jewish sukkah. And he would tell me that. I was like, God, that's so wrong.
That's probably better than your parents' room.
Oh, and I was so jealous because it was like, wow. And this chick was so hot. She was doing everything to him. Yes, Ralph.
Hey, now.
Hey, now.
Hey, I'm not sure which chick this is. Was that a party I was at with you?
No, you were not there.
Did she blow you right at the party?
She began. We finished up later on in the night.
But she started at the party?
Yes.
Whoa. Is it the A-list one I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Hey, now.
Hey, now.
Jesus Christ.
No, it was very hot night.
She was a dirty girl, too, right?
Yes. Extremely dirty.
How old?
I don't want to say because I could go to jail. No, she was
18, 19?
No. Older than that.
I had a buddy who jerked off in church. And
that didn't make the list.
That's wrong.
In CCD, like Catholic, he was like in the 8th grade. This kid was a total fuck. He's actually dead now. But he...
God killed him.
Well, he had a lot of problems, put it that way. But he thought he thought the priest would forgive him.
Mm-hmm.
Like the priest,
so he confessed?
Yeah, the priest bullshit you into going, like, look,
raped him.
We'll forgive anything. So he said, he told my buddy, I'm going to tell him what I did. And he's like, yeah, sort of testing out the religion.
Right.
He says this to the fucking priest. The priest got out of the confessional, went over to his confessional, grabbed him, and just grabbed him out of the
beat him?
And started smacking him in the head. He was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Beating the shit out of him. He said, don't you ever come in here again. He kicked him out of church.
Yeah, I'm telling you, my story was this chick, I walked in, and she just said, hey, you're the man. I want you.
You didn't even know her?
Never met her before, no.
Oh, no, it wasn't someone who was on the show.
She came on to you, right?
Yeah, she said. She says, I want to be with you.
Were you with her more than once?
No.
All right, we get into these fucking conversations. Is she still an A-lister?
As a matter of fact...
her star went back up?
You were with her a few times, weren't you?
No, once. And this girl, I was staying in a hotel.
Yeah.
And she somehow finagled a key out of someone. I came back to my room. She was there nude on my bed.
And this did not scare you?
Can I mention what we were talking about?
It scared the shit out of me, but I didn't care. I'm a man.
You still got it up.
I liked it. I got it up. I couldn't get it down.
Howard, wait a second. Can I mention what we were talking about yesterday about
I'll give you a hint. She was just chosen to host the Oscars.
Oh. Well, she's good.
A-list.
Jon Stewart?
Yeah.
So this was in L.A., I assume. You say hotel.
I don't want to say.
All right. Is she still an A-lister? Can you say that?
Sure.
Yeah, all right.
I don't know.
So her star's falling a bit?
Well, after you blow me,
she was on the way down.
She was desperate at that point.
When you're on your way down from the A-list, one of the things you see is Howard Stern's cock.
Here's what's funny about the story. She was part of, a weekend parade.
Oh, she wasn't the only girl.
No.
You had a little lineup going, huh?
And now, were the other chicks famous?
I was.
Oh, Ralph, you're such a jerk.
I was on a roll. I'm telling you, I know you look at me and you go, how could Howard be on a roll?
What do you mean look at him?
Well, look at me. I mean, I don't know when's lining up to have sex with me, but this weekend I hit the, you know what it was? Once in a while, I must have done something right in my life.
No, here's what stars are aligned.
Maybe God looked at me and said, this guy got beaten up his entire childhood, but let's give him some fun.
I've had, like, brief moments in time where, like, for a half a day, I feel fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I felt really...
Coke in your pocket or something?
You want to know something?
You got let out of jail, and you were on a tear.
I'm not on a sexual frenzy anymore. I don't even recognize the guy. I don't recognize that guy who was carrying on like that.
But let me ask you something.
I didn't either.
How did you arrange this?
I was the king of arranging. I put all my... There was about a year that our show sucked. I put all my energy into sex.
You know, Robin, the same way he gets obsessive about, like, chess and is just, like, on it, is that's the way he was on?
Did you get advice from anybody on how to be discreet?
No. I just...
Discreet is his strong suit.
I just did it. Evidently, I'm good at it. I'm good at being discreet.
Your girlfriend
Sal has a question. You were good at picking chicks, too, who were discreet, who weren't going to, like...
Well, I would pick out chicks...
Now, that's the big thing.
I would pick chicks who had something to lose.
All right. See, that's the big thing, is picking out a broad who's not going to rat on you.
Yeah, Ralph is right. That weekend,
How many in that weekend?
I don't know, Ralph. What do you think?
I think, well, it was her, it was this other one who was kind of regular, and then there was...
Regular?
The third one.
Yes.
Oh.
Who was also a blowjob chick.
And there was a fourth one.
Now, was in that group, was the girl who gave you the best blowjob ever in that parade?
Yes.
So it was Ralph. Wait, so
I just gave my hands up.
What, let me. I love these conversations.
I had a good weekend.
Yeah. Because when we first heard about your divorce, we were doing the Norm show, and me, Norm, and Frank Sebastiano, I'll never forget this conversation. We were standing, like, on the set with coffee.
It was like, very upsetting.
Starting our day, like, going...
Yeah, they got all upset.
Like, how many fucking chicks has he fucked? Like, because we were trying to realize, like, when you announced it publicly and when you were single.
No, even Ralph said to me, and Ralph's the first one to congratulate you when you're doing well. He goes, you've got to slow down. You're going to kill yourself.
You're going to burn your penis off.
Yeah, he says, you can't expect to meet a girl, and he says, we can't just go out, you're going to meet a girl and have sex with her.
You got to put in some time, man.
I said, but that doesn't seem to be the issue.
Thank God Wilt Chamberlain didn't have a friend like Ralph.
Really?
Right, but he was right. I mean, it was a bizarre sort of reality that I had for a while.
You know what, I know friend Ross.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Does Ross know?
No. You can't confine him.
But you know what our friend Ross told us?
I thought Ross didn't gossip.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Ross is a great guy.
When you were talking about this, we were talking a couple of weeks ago. You know what he did tell me that was funny when you guys were going out at that period of time? You know, in Manhattan, nothing happens till, like, midnight.
Right.
And he said, like, Friday nights, Howard would be like, 9 o'clock, let's go out at 9 o'clock. And Ross was like, there's nobody there. I was like, I don't care. Let's go out at 9 o'clock. And you would be, like, out and sometimes gone by 10.
You're hitting on the chick setting up for the night.
Right.
One time we went, there was one chick at Spa. Now you hit on her. That was it.
Well, you got to wonder what her deal is if she's out so early.
She probably had a morning show, too.
I went so early to these places, I didn't even recognize them. Like, I was in there going, wow, this place is disgusting. Well, I'm not going to sit on these chairs.
There is nothing more gross than an empty club or bar. You see, like, all the
We were
shit.
the first
you don't
ones.
want to see him with the lights on.
We were the first ones every night. Well, what was he going to do?
You know what was funny, too, was you would get, like, you go to a club, right, and it wouldn't, you know, we were there for a little while sometimes, so it started to get some people coming in. And then, like, maybe around 12 o'clock or so, and you'd get up and go to the bathroom, and you'd see, like, the rest of the club was sort of empty, and right where Howard was sitting was, like, a grouping of people. Like
we had some good times.
You were thinking the club was getting crowded, but then you get up and go to the bathroom and you go, no, it was just our little area.
You know,
now, did you ever have sex in the club?
No, never.
You know,
never,
it's
because
funny.
What if there's a camera or something? Now, that doesn't interest me. I like to go back to my apartment and do it the old-fashioned way.
Howard saying to the guys, look, you know, with me, I'm famous. I can get you into this club. And Ralph's like, anyone can at 5 o'clock. no one can't get into the club.
Anyone can get it for the early bird special. All right, let's move on.
Wait, real quick. I got to get Sal's input.
Yes, what?
I just have a theory. I think I know the A celebrity that you banged.
No, I don't. Don't
you want to even hear the name?
Yeah, don't.
If you want to write it down, you can write it.
He's off, Howard. Don't worry.
He is all right.
He's off.
Who is it?
There's no way he would even. Nobody would guess it in a million years.
I'm pretty sure it's Pam Anderson.
No.
Okay,
I never had sex with Pam Anderson.
Because one time you said that you took a girl to a hotel, you got the best oral you ever got in your life.
Right.
And she had something called snake bites. And I never heard of snake bites before.
What is that?
Well, here's the thing. The only time I heard snake bites was when Pam Anderson was on a talk show. And she was explaining that she uses snake bites. Now, in the 20 years...
I swear to God, it's not her.
What the fuck are snake bites?
Snake bites, I used to go with this chick. This was part of my role. This chick...
See, I didn't know this. You told me this the other day.
I told him this the other day. This chick was wild. I'd show up. This chick was unbelievable, and she was great at sex. And then she starts telling me how she's really erotic and loves snake bites. I go, what's that? These things she puts on her nipples. And they squeeze her nipples like little snake bites, and it drives her crazy. It gets her stimulated sexually, gets her wild.
Wow.
I said, well, I want to see this. So I show up. She's in a fucking, like a cocktail dress with high heels on. And she pulls her cocktail dress down, and she puts the snake bites on. She's rubbing her boobs.
Was she, like, moaning all the time?
Oh, the whole time, like, rubbing them and licking her mouth. And she goes, I'm going to put my snake bites on, and I want you to bang me. And I was like, oh, this is just the greatest thing. And
I don't care if Allison took all my money.
I don't care anything.
It's worth it.
And we did it. I lasted a second. I was horrible. This girl was such in heat, and I was bad. I go, can you wait 5 or 10 minutes? And I'll go back again. And it was like the moment was over. I'm the worst lover ever.
You mean that was it?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh,
but I think it's odd that considering that the only time snake bites have ever been mentioned, ever, in the history of entertainment, is you and Pamela Anderson.
But it wasn't her, and I saw it.
So it's a strange coincidence.
The point being that there are people out there who know about snake bites. She's not the only one.
This girl was so great. I'd walk in the room. Before she said anything, she'd drop to her knees and just pull it out and do it.
Was she the one who was the best?
Yes.
Wow. All right. Did you ever do it in the park? Anybody in the park?
Boy, I sound like a stud.
Yes, I did it in the park. And by the way, if you're going to go back, I did do it in my parents' bed, too.
Oh, my goodness.
Baba Booey was giving it to a girl so hard she threw up.
I know. And he's done it in his parents'
What happened?
bed?
Did you get a look at him?
No, they were out drinking. He was doing her doggy style. He just met her.
She was drunk as a skunk.
Drunk as a skunk. He's doing her. I tell this story because now we're not on K-Rock and Tom doesn't have to hear about it.
It's so stupid. So I met this girl. And we went out to a bar, right? And I was sort of nervous, and she was sort of nervous, and it was just sort of not happening. And then she said something like, I love to drink tequila. And I said, I do too. So we just start pounding them down the tequilas. Now all of a sudden, she goes to the bathroom. When she comes back, I'm like thinking, am I going to kiss her goodnight tonight? I don't want to make a fool of myself or anything. She fucking comes out of the bathroom, throws me on the bar, and starts making out with me. I'm like, where do you live? She's like 6 blocks away. It was like 2 degrees outside. It was so cold that we
Was she good looking?
She was cute. She had a killer body.
Right.
It was so cold that we would just go into a bar every 2 blocks to warm up and make out. So finally we get to an apartment. She did that thing that you just talked about, straight down to the knees.
Wow.
So now we're all over this apartment. So she had one of those rooms. It was, every apartment in New York is weird. So her bed there was like a desk under her bed, and you had to climb a ladder to get to the bed.
Right, a loft kind of thing.
Like a loft kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're up in the loft and, doing this and doing that. I'm so drunk I can't even remember what the hell's going on. But I do remember at one point she seemed like a little bit lethargic, and then all of a sudden she was like really moving well, and I thought I was doing really good, and then I heard the sound of liquid hitting the corner. What are you going to do?
You're doing it doggy style, right?
Yeah.
Well, what did you do? Did you finish, or how'd that go?
This is probably the grossest part. Like, we stop, and it was so dark I couldn't see anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we stop, and she climbs down the ladder, and she grabs my hand, and I climb down the ladder, and we go into. She had a roommate, and her roommate said, don't come out of your room. Your room is your room. Don't go into the rest of the house. And I guess the roommate used to sleep on a pull-out bed in the living room. Just opens up the pull-out bed. She goes and brushes her teeth, comes back, and then I think we finished.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
Hey, what are you going to do, man? She was cute.
He kept banging her, even after she vomited.
Yeah, she brushed her teeth, they were ready to go.
That's a real man.
Mid-bang.
Yeah, very, very sexy story.
All right. Anybody in the bathroom besides me?
Of course.
Yeah, I've done it in the bathroom many times.
Everybody's done it in the bathroom. And what's the most popular place outside of the bedroom for people?
The kitchen.
To make love.
Shabby's apartment.
The car.
Oh, yeah. The car. That was from 15 through 28 was the car.
Never. I don't even think I've done it in a car.
Really?
I know. That's the one place. No, wait a minute. That's not true anymore. You've done it in a limo.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, that's not really in the car. In the car, you have to, like, really position yourself.
Yeah, I'm too awkwardly tall for a car.
When I lived at home with my parents, so from the time I was like 16 till I moved out when I was 25, the car was pretty much it.
Absolutely. That's where you have sex.
I had a special towel in the car.
All right, what else is in the news? Enough with the sex stories.
That new movie with
Ben
Affleck's return to the screen, Hollywoodland. It's the story of the murder or death of the original television Superman.
That's a cool idea.
George Reeves.
That's a cool idea. I'd like to learn about the life of George Reeves, who originally played Superman. They say the problem with the movie, at least the 2 reviews I read, is that they spend too much time on the detective and not enough time on Superman.
Right. Well, Ben Affleck plays Superman, and everybody seems to be in agreement that it's a 2.5-star movie. All the reviews were 2.5 stars. Speaking of things that you can see, Al Jazeera has sent out a new videotape. They played a tape of Osama bin Laden sitting around with the guys who hatched the plan for September 11th.
Doesn't that burn your ass?
Just in time for the anniversary. It shows him sitting with 2 of the planners. One guy was actually supposed to be a suicide bomber, but he couldn't get into the United States. That's the only reason he didn't participate.
It's just him taunting us.
Yeah, so they just thought they'd put that out to let us know they're still there and Osama bin Laden is still free. One of the guys seen in the tape is dead. The other is in custody in the United States, in someplace, and they're thinking of sending him back to Guantanamo so he can stand trial. Once they pass the right laws. And in also on Al Jazeera, the branch of al-Qaeda in Iraq has exhorted all of the terrorists to sort of join hands because the infidels who have invaded their country have thwarted their latest efforts while they're working separately. So they should unite to continue to disrupt that country. I don't know what George Bush is going to do when Tony Blair steps down, but there are more and more calls in his country for him to leave office. He's been the prime minister for a very long time. He has vowed that he will leave office sometime this year, but he still refuses to give an exact date.
Why should he leave? I mean, he got elected, right?
Well, they have the system is not the same as ours. They don't get a set term, and they have to be the head of their party, and their party is actually elected. So it's his party members who are saying, we're sick of you.
All right.
Go away. And while we were away, there was a really bad plane accident in Lexington, Kentucky. Did you hear about this one?
This is
where they
really
took the wrong runway?
Yeah, and a married couple was on there, and I saw the videos of them just getting married, newlyweds.
Oh, well, the only person to survive was the co-pilot who was actually in charge of the plane when it was about to take off. And now he's in and out of consciousness, and when he does wake up, he's like, why did God do this to me? He feels horrible about being the only one to survive the crash. So, I don't know. You know, they often say that people who are the sole survivors or a few survivors among a lot of people who die experience tremendous guilt and don't know how to deal with it once the whole situation is over. We talked already this morning about Paris Hilton and how she was handcuffed and taken into a police station. She told Ryan Seacrest that she was not charged with driving under the influence, but there seems to be some dispute about what actually happened there. Celebrity Duets has started on television. Here is a little bit of Hal Sparks, who used to be on Talk Soup and Queer as Folk, singing with Winona Judd. Number 5.
Well, I have no interest in this show. Do you?
I just want to hear what this sounds like. I wouldn't watch it.
All right, we'll play a little bit of it.
He works in the street all day long, up
jumping and the bumping and the singing the song.
What do you think?
Oh, stop it. I actually thought that was for real for a second.
Oh, come on. All right. Let's play. Who are the people again?
Hal Sparks and Winona Judd.
All right.
Oh, come on.
People say I'm the life of the party 'cause I tell a joke or two.
Not bad. I'd buy that.
Could you play Hal Sparks and Winona Judd?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, here's Hal Sparks and Winona Judd. Oh, please.
Are you kidding?
They're worse than us.
Wow. And they made a whole TV show out of this. I guess that Little Richard is one of the judges or something. Here he is saying he likes Hal Sparks.
Oh, hell, you let it out tonight, boy. You was throwing kisses, shut up.
Okay.
You did a good job tonight. I enjoyed that tonight. You did, and you was with a great singer, Winona. She was my favorite, and you was right there with her.
Liar.
Monday marks the 5th anniversary of the worst terrorist attack, of course, in U.S. history, the attack on the World Trade Centers, and there is a movie, a TV thing that's coming on Sunday night called Path to 9/11. And there is a lot of controversy. A lot of Democrats are up in arms saying that they have been misportrayed in this movie, and now they say that ABC is going in and re-editing a few scenes to make people feel more comfortable. But Tom Kaine, who was part of the 9/11 Commission, says the movie is accurate and both administrations get it.
Because of the overwhelming fan response to this question, what we should do on 9/11 was play the 9/11 show at the time that it occurred. So I believe we'll be here live up until 8:30, and then we'll hit the tape, and you'll be able to hear exactly what happened that morning. So we will give you what you want on 9/11, and it'll be interesting to listen to. So we'll be here live, and then at, I guess around 8:30, 8:45, when the actual 9/11 thing happened, we'll start rolling the tape as if it was that day.
Yeah, that's this Monday.
That's this Monday.
And that's what's happening.
Thanks, Robin. Artie, thank you. Fred, Benji, everyone, Gary, the gang, Sal, Richard, all the guys back there, Jason and Will, and J.D., and even Scott the engineer. We thank you.
You're thanking him today?
Yeah, we say your name. Everyone back there. So stay tuned. We've got a big weekend. We kick off at noon with Donald Trump and that whole big countdown. Tonight on Howard 101, the Red Peters Comedy Music Hour, 7 to 8 p.m. And then, of course, we have the special 9/11 show on Monday. And there's going to be a special 9/11 basic training with Brent from Bubba the Love Sponge Show. And Brent does a great job with that show. I suggest you listen to it.
Oh, that's where he talks to vets, right?
That's right.
And, Howard, I'll be signing my DVD in Strongsville, Ohio.
Excellent.
Tomorrow at noon.
Very important.
At the Trans World FYE, 1204 South Park Center. I guess it's outside of Cleveland, Strongsville, Ohio.
Try to sound more thrilled, Artie.
It's thrilling.
All right, we look forward to that, and we'll see you Monday. Thank you.
Check out King Norris at the 2006 Physical Graffiti Tattoo Show and Expo, September 16th and 17th at Tuscany Suites and Casino in Las Vegas. We'll be playing there. Go to physicalgraffititour.com for details. Also, check out King Norris Sunday, September 10th, the Long Island Motorcycle Fair, Riverhead Raceway, Riverhead, Long Island, on stage at 1 p.m. Go see Doggy Dog for their only New York show, Friday, September 22nd. The Knitting Factory. For more info, go to dogeatdog.com. Meet Gary Bababooey and Ronnie the Limo Driver, Scores Man H100, hosting the one-year anniversary weekend of Scores Las Vegas, September 21st through 23rd, co-hosted by 365 topless Scores girls. For any Artie information, go to artie-lang.com. Stand-up comedy with Sound Stockbroker, Reverend Bob Levy, Shuli, Yucko the Clown, and Gary the Reaper.
I don't know. Does TiVo remember last season and then pick up again? It does, so then I should have it, I guess.
If it's in there, it'll get it.
I was busy watching that America's Got Talent. It's such a bad show. I don't know why I'm hooked into that.
Why do you watch that?
You know, I have it on my TiVo, so I watch it before I go to bed. I need something to watch. I like to watch something, and I got to tell you.
The new season is starting. All the good shows are back.
Well, you know, I love Sharon and Ozzy, but Sharon, her and that David Hasselhoff, they like every bad act. They put through, and so did that Piers Morgan guy. They put through a 4-year-old who's a cute kid but can't sing a note. No one would pay money to see this kid. It's
what,
like
could they not say bad things about the child?
It's like somebody, if they invited you over to their living room and they had their daughter singing a song, and you say, "Oh, isn't that cute?" You know, but I'm leaving.
Even that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I had enough of that. Do you watch the show, Fred?
I don't. I was actually watching Larry King last night and wanted to find out why George Bush wasn't at any of the meetings for the Iraq War, but. No,
well, because he's on that ranch. Did you know that? And then he's got that other spread. He's got the
Camp David.
Camp David. Yeah. Listen, there's a lot of vacation. The surge worked. Anyway.
It was an accident.
Well, let me tell you. That show drives me crazy. I think I'm going to stop watching, but I probably won't.
I don't know how you get locked into these horrible
and
shows.
I get so angry. The directing is horrible. You can't even see the acts half the time.
But there's something about it you like.
I do.
You're
and I can't stand that Jerry Springer's got a legitimate job. And
so you're angry the whole time you're watching.
Want to know something? That's actually the worst part. That actually might be worse than 𝗦𝗵cie_𝗿𝗍 being a host of a show.
And if I didn't know better, I'd swear he was effeminate, that Jerry Springer.
A little bit, don't you think?
Here's the 4-year-old.
Yeah.
You know,
those wrists are a little floppy, and they always have been.
Very floppy wrists.
He's flimsy.
I never saw Artie's wrist flop like that, or Fred's, or Benji's for that matter. But
Benji when he's doing character.
I noticed that even on that other show of his, that, he's almost like, Jack Benny.
Yeah. Well,
Jack Benny was a real man.
I forgot to watch the Sarah Connor Chronicles, and I hope I have a copy of that somewhere. I got to see that.
Well, I'm sure John Hine can fix you up if you don't.
I watched the second half of HBO's latest show called True Blood, the vampire show.
I didn't get to watch that last night because I was watching Sarah Connor.
Well, the first night I was watching, I watched about 25 minutes, and I was not that into it, but I was very tired. I remember I had to turn off the TV and go to bed. So I watched the rest of it, and I have to say I'm hooked in. I like it.
You liked it?
I liked it.
All right, because you were sort of lukewarm about it yesterday.
No, you got to give the whole show a chance. It's good. True Blood Vampire Show. I'm giving it a big thumbs up.
So now that you're hooked in already, then.
I'm hooked in. I'll be back to watch some more. And that's
this is no America's Got Talent. But
I wake up this morning, Beth says to me, gee, there's a big article in the Daily News. It's like half a page of I forget whatever those two people are who write that column in the Daily News.
Russia
Malloy. There's a big column about how a big picture of you and this young girl, and you're auctioning off her virginity.
What?
I said, I don't know anything about it. What is that? So then I'm thinking and thinking. I go, Dennis.
Is this something?
Let me talk to you. I said, yeah. I said, I think this has to do with Gary said something about Dennis Hoff from the Bunny Ranch is coming in with some girls, and one of them is supposedly a virgin who is auctioning off her virginity. I said, I'd be interested in hearing about this.
You're not auctioning it off.
No. And, I got 3 daughters, and I've got a fiancé, and I got a mother.
Well, you know what happens?
And this is not my thing to auction off somebody's virginity. I'm not into the promotion of prostitution or selling of women. I don't even know that it's for real.
Yeah, usually the prostitute just looks young.
I thought I was kind of interested in this story in the same way a reporter's interested in a burning building. You know what I mean? I was kind of like, okay, what's going on here? Let's find out if this is for real. And I'll interview this person. It's something of interest to me. But I really want to tell Dennis Hoff to go home. And he must have called the Daily News, because I know we didn't. We don't call the Daily News. They called us to get a comment, according to Gary. And Gary said, call Howard's agent. And, of course, we don't comment on this horse shit. But
of course, this one you should have commented on, because
I didn't know what it was.
The story all wrong.
It's completely wrong. And I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way that Rush and Malloy just print anything Dennis Hoff says. And why is Dennis Hoff going around telling people that I'm kicking off his auction?
Well, he's in the business of publicizing himself.
Whatever. So, you know what? I got to get out of the Dennis Hoff business.
And that's what I was going to say. This is what happens when you get involved with certain people. You have to realize that.
Yeah. Hey, Gary, call Dennis Hoff. Tell him not to bother coming in. I'm rubbed the wrong way by it. No offense.
Well, the story's already there.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, as far as you're talking about the legitimacy of it, like, how many girls really lose their virginity that way? I mean,
who even knows if it's real? I mean, you know, I mean, it's just so silly. But the fact that I hate the story in the Daily News, a big picture of me and this girl. It's like saying every time Phil Donahue interviewed a swinging couple or something, that Phil was busy putting the swingers on a show to sell them. I'm not in that business.
Well, it's not the same thing, because they didn't get a call from somebody saying Phil was going to do that.
Yeah, I'm interviewing the girl in the same way that Rush and Malloy interview people and then print a story. I don't know. I'm aggravated. I'm really aggravated by this. What do you think, Gare?
Well, I think Robin's sort of right. I think that, you know, this is who you're dealing with. I don't think he's looking to make you look bad. I think he's looking to get any PR that he can get.
Yeah, but I look bad. Right. Bottom line, because I'm doing business with him, and he's calling the newspaper saying you know, I could tell from the article, who knows what he said to them, but they decided that this was the angle.
Well, if your name comes up in the story, what are they going to say? Dennis Hoff is doing it, or you are doing it?
Right. And I'm not doing it. I'm not in business with Dennis Hoff. I don't own the Bunny Ranch, nor am I in the business of the Bunny Ranch. I'm curious about the Bunny Ranch.
I'm sure if Dennis was standing here right now, he would say, listen, Howard, I called Rush and Malloy, and I just said they're going to be on the show tomorrow. You know, and if you call Rush and Malloy, he's going to say, Dennis called us. You know, you'll never get a straight answer.
Here it is. Yeah, but I gotta get away. I mean, why is he busy calling people about me?
I'm trying to.
Well, he's publicized. He's, you know, like anybody else will publicize having a guest on.
Yeah, but come on. I can't have this guy going around misinterpreting. Stern in Virgin Territory. Look for Howard Stern to shock again this morning when he's due to kick off the auction of a 22-year-old beauty's virginity.
See, they're not even saying you're doing it. They're saying you're kicking off the auction.
Which is not untrue. In other words, this is the first that they're talking about.
That is untrue. Because I'm not kicking off the auction. I'm interviewing the girl about why she's doing this.
They're announcing it on this show. That's like a kickoff.
Yeah, but this is, well, maybe it's not. I just wish he would. I just wish he wouldn't call Rush and Malloy. You know, and talk about Howard Stern.
I just wish he wouldn't be crazy for a little bit.
Yeah. Expected to step on the block, so to speak, on Stern's Sirius radio studio is a San Diego. Expected to step on the block, so to speak. What do you mean expected? She's not stepping on the block on the Stern radio show. That's what I'm talking about. I don't like this.
Look, the headline is the damaging thing.
Stern in Virgin Territory.
Because as soon as you read it, you say, what is he doing? He's auctioning off a virgin.
Was the plan to take...
First of all, that's lame. First of all, the plan was, Dennis said he was coming through town.
Right.
And he told Gary who he's got in his stable. And I'm always interested in these stories.
Yeah.
In the same way that, like I said, Oprah or Phil Donahue or Dr. Phil has someone on their show, or, I don't know, any show. Name the show. David Letterman. Any show has people on.
Right.
I'm interested in this topic. I'd like to hear about it. I don't necessarily even believe it. I'm going to interview the girl. But I'm not kicking off, this is saying that she's going to start to be auctioned off on my show.
Well, not really. They haven't said that yet.
It's not really, yeah.
See, they're kicking it off by coming on the show.
Yeah, but why is he busy calling Rush and Malloy? And why is this all misinterpreted then?
You're the one misinterpreting it, but you'd have to read it very closely not to.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know. I'm interviewing the girl. In the same way that they interview anyone in the newspaper.
You got me convinced. Stop yelling at me.
Yeah, I know.
I would say Dennis does a million radio shows who would probably love that publicity, but you're very different, and he doesn't know that. And he should know that, you know.
He doesn't know anything, Artie, except that he's in the porn business, and he thinks everybody should be in the porn business.
Right.
Well, yeah, so I mean, you know, he probably's like, hey, Howard's going to love this publicity the way, you know, Jerk Off and Eddie would love it in Kansas City, and that's not true.
Right.
Maybe even Jerk Off and Eddie wouldn't love it.
I think Jerk Off would, Eddie.
Who wants to be known as someone who's auctioning off a fucking child? I mean, Jesus Christ. And even in the article, they say, she goes, my mom doesn't approve of it, but she supports me. I'm going, boy, that's interesting.
That's great.
Yeah, good for you. I mean, that's an interesting interview, but I don't know. It just bugs me.
It should bug you, but that's who you're dealing with.
Wow.
You can't, you know...
The guy on the
whorehouse. You know, you can't not get splashed sometimes.
You know what? Jackie was used to yell at me. I would come in and go, these fucking whackers are making me crazy. He goes, that's why they're called the Whack Pack.
Yeah.
And Dan, you're on the air in New Hampshire. Dan, go ahead. Scott, tell him he's got to press the button every morning on the phone thing. He knows that.
Here.
There you go. Scott, press the button. There's 2 mornings in a row the button's not pressed.
Oh, okay, sure. I'm sorry.
I need you to look over the board.
There was a weekend, Howard.
Oh, there was a weekend. Okay, I apologize. Dan, go ahead. You're on the air.
Do you think stories like this perpetuate the myth that you are this sort of demon, and it worries you because, for future reference, your person that your celebrity as a product will be damaged even more? So
no, it's not even that calculated. It's just like my everyday life gets affected. Like, you know, my kids, you know, I got a 15-year-old daughter, I got a 25-year-old daughter, I got a 22-year-old daughter. You know, it's like, gee, they read the paper and then they go, they don't even say anything to me. That's the sad part. Like, they won't say to me, gee, Dad, we read this thing in the paper today that you're auctioning off a woman.
They believe it.
Yeah, and even my daughters, I've had separate conversations with them over the years where they go, well, you know, they do believe it. They believe what they read in the paper, like most people.
Do you say anything? Do you feel now compelled to call everyone, hey, that thing was in the paper?
I don't. I'm not real good about that, and maybe I should, but you know what? I don't feel like defending myself to my kids about something that's in the paper that isn't true. It's weird to call up someone and go, oh, by the way, there's a thing in the paper today. I want you to know it's not true.
But you have to.
I don't do it. Oh. So, you know, it's just a bummer for me, man. It's just like...
Well, Howard, you can't control the world. You have to control your life.
Yeah, well, I'm not good at that either.
Would it bother you if they heard that you dick-slapped Beth? You know, even though you did?
That I dick-slapped Beth?
Yeah, like, as a joke.
I don't dick-slap Beth.
Oh, you don't?
Where would you hear that I dick-slapped her?
Why do you say he did?
As a joke, you've never dick-slapped Beth?
No.
Oh,
Dick-slapped her?
Like, you know, you just go up to him and you're like, hey, Beth, and a little nudge with the penis.
Sure.
No one ever...
No, you do that.
Well, dude, let me say something. Let's say I dick-slapped Beth and I'm on the air and I said, I dick-slapped Beth, as you said.
Right.
That's coming from me. That's something that...
Well, did he just make this up?
Did I what?
Did
I don't understand.
Just make this up.
Sir, you should have...
No, he didn't make it up. There's a girl coming in here to be interviewed. I don't know anything about this girl. Gary said there's a girl that Dennis Hoff has that's auctioning off her virginity. I said, you're kidding. That sounds crazy. I'll interview her. In the same way that, you know, I keep using the example Phil Donahue. It's the only thing I can think of. Or Dr. Phil has these kooks on and they interview them and they say, well, what are you doing? You know, I'm not even doing that. I'm just going, well, what are you up to?
Well, you interviewed a person who said he wanted to have his legs amputated, but that wasn't you amputating his legs.
Yeah, and I didn't auction him off. Like, I didn't say, okay, let's start the bidding. You understand the difference?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When I interviewed David Blaine about doing a stunt, it's not me, like, organizing it. I want to know about it. I don't know. All right, forget it.
But yelling and carrying on here is not going to solve your personal problem.
Well, I got 5 hours. I got to talk about something.
Oh.
So where do we stand on
That's
this?
another problem.
Where do we stand?
I don't know. Are you saying no to Dennis?
I really should. I mean,
It'd be more fun to have him on.
All right. Just, you know what? It's booked already. I don't know what to do. You know what? I'm done with knowing what to do. It just annoys the shit out of me. Maybe this is the last time. You know what I mean? Let's
It's the second to the last time because we have another event coming up with him in about a month.
We do? Well, then cancel it.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's already lots of plane tickets.
What is it?
It's Howard Stern's Biggest Loser. We bring in 3 virgins.
Oh. And, I'm okay with that.
And Brian Dunkelman and Pete Best, but not Jackie the Joke Man, will be judges.
You know what? Just cancel it.
Really?
I want to be out of the business. I just can't trust that he's going to call the newspapers and somehow I'm going to end up looking like an asshole.
Well, we'll talk about it at the meeting today.
No, I'm done. I'm done. But let him come in today. He flew in, and I said he could come on, and that's fine. I'll interview this girl, and I'll just deal with this mess. You know, it's enough.
You've upset Artie. He's now eating.
Oh, good. No. It's one way to drown your feelings, and I don't blame him.
I need nourishment.
I wish I had something to eat.
Want half a bagel?
Guys, I'm trying to read who's on the computer. You have no idea what goes on in front of me.
Yeah, I don't understand that whole system.
Artie, look what's going on in front of me. I'm trying to read what callers are on what lines.
Yeah, that's
all right, guys. That's better. There you go, guys. Just switch it up whenever you feel free. John 𝗛ცი𝘄𝗿𝗱 in Philadelphia. Go ahead.
Hey, Howard. Hey, why don't you dry your pussy and stop listening to Beth complain? Every time Beth complains...
No, she didn't complain about it at all. John, you're missing the point. She said to me, hey, I just read in the paper you're auctioning off a woman today. I said, I am? She didn't complain. She didn't complain, John. She didn't give me a look. In fact, she was in another room. She yelled it out to me. She goes, I was leaving the apartment. She was reading the paper, and she said, hey, there's a big article on you in the paper. Fuck off, John, cocksucker. Fucker. Trying to get me riled up when I'm riled up. You don't know anything about my life.
He doesn't believe you could possibly be upset about this on your own.
No. Sick of these fucks in my audience. Honest to God. Where was I? Yeah, Sam, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Howard Stern.
Hey.
Top of the morning to you. Love you. Coming from the person that used to play on words like crazy, you know, big, hairy cock and pussy and all that other stuff from your movie, maybe it's just a big play on words from Dennis, who's just trying to capitalize on what you do. Maybe she's not truly a virgin. However, maybe this is the first time that she's ever worked at a bunny ranch or... I
don't know. I don't want to get caught up in the loop here. I don't know what you're talking about.
That was the definition of convoluted logic.
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting at home. I don't know what he's talking about.
there's a brain trust putting together things according to him.
Yeah.
Over at the Bunny Ranch.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Jerry, you're on the air in Detroit.
Hey, guys, what's going on? Hey, yesterday, you guys talked about the MTV Awards, and, JD is great, but yesterday he got lazy in his job, and, that British guy, Russell, whatever, if he had played stuff that he had said earlier in the show, you might have understood what he was talking about, because the clip that he played was like almost near the very end of the show.
No, JD did a fine job. I went home yesterday and watched the entire Video Music Awards. JD hit it right on the head, and I'll tell you what. We didn't need to play everything from that guy.
No, not at all.
The host
he played something from the beginning that maybe.
Yeah, okay. We got it. We don't need to hear the whole thing. We can't play a whole MTV.
Oh no, that's what I'm just saying. If he had played from the beginning, it might have been different than what it was. And
meanwhile, it wouldn't make a difference. This guy.
Did we understand what he was saying?
The guy they got to host the MTV Awards. The guy he got. Thank you, Jerry. You can see him on the rag. The guy he got to the Video Music Award guy is fuck from England. This guy,
Russell Brand,
he was terrible. He was a terrible host. He was annoying. I had fast forward, thank God. I could fast forward through the guy. He's trying to be a comedian and say interesting and funny things. He's a guy who... in other words, he brings up a premise, but he has no punchline. In other words, he'd go, I think I'm here from England, and you Americans, you got to do me a favor and vote for Barack Obama. Okay, all right, okay. Why is that? Then he'd move on to the next topic.
Right, there was no joke.
There was no joke. He goes, and, after all, you guys, they say that America is racist. And that you would never elect a black man president. But you elected George Bush, who's a retard. Something like that. But there's no joke.
I think he was counting on the accent being funny.
Well, I hate people who are charmed by this Cockney accent because why don't you just get a Japanese guy? Sometimes